The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special webinar that we've got tonight. My name is Kimble for those of you who don't know me. I'll kind of be one of your hosts or presenters, but we got quite a treat for you tonight. First and foremost, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Can everybody, or somebody anyway, chat into the chat box that you can hear me?
Yep, we got some yeps. We can't see the screen yet though, so.
Awesome.
I love the participation, guys. Just on the first question. Love it.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun night. Our hope is that you guys get a lot out of it and that we get some good participation. So without further ado, I'm doing something I want you all to do. I'm closing down my Facebook and any other distractions. Let's go ahead and focus here. I'm going to share my screen, or did I already?
No, well, at least on my end, you need to. I don't see it.
Yep, me too. Same thing.
All right, you got it now?
There we go.
All right, awesome. Okay. Welcome to this webinar. It's kind of a three-part or three-company webinar, if you want to call it that. We're all working together on some stuff, and originally it was going to be mainly just for Kate's group, but I decided we did a similar webinar on this past Tuesday, and it went awesome, and a lot of our members couldn't make it, so I opened it up to some of my members to get onto it as well. So you may have got an invite from either of us or seen it on Facebook, posts and ads and things that were happening, but we've got quite a treat for you tonight. As I said in the beginning, my name's Kimble Roundy. And we've got Kate McShay, a superstar, with us, as well as Brenda Gagne, another superstar. Kate's business with her husband is Online Leadership Pro, and Brenda's with her partner Justin Glover, who was gonna be with us, but his wife scored some almost front row floor seats to Garth Brooks, so he decided to spend some time with her, which we all agree, I think, family first. So good for him doing that.
Yep.
So yeah, I think we'll go ahead and just kind of get started. Obviously, we're welcoming you. I always want to say how grateful I am that you've made the decision, out of the infinite number of things you could be doing with your time, you've made the decision to spend some time with us here. Sorry, I just looked over and saw a question asking.
It's like,
Asking audibly if someone can hear you doesn't make sense, except that someone can reply and say yes and let me know that it is working. If there was blank, then no, it wouldn't. Something that I'm giving away. I know Kate mentioned something for her, but something for me. If for those of you who stick around to the end of the webinar, first and foremost, this value that I'm giving you here pales in comparison to just what you're going to learn tonight, but I always like to kind of give a special thing on the front end. And this is something I've been working on. This is a new product launch that I will be doing. I'm actually going to be doing the launch of it this weekend, and I'm doing a webinar next week that I'm calling Internet Marketing Prime Elements. I'm not going to go into too much about what it is, but let's just say this concept of the prime elements is probably one of the things that I'm more excited about than just about anything else I've ever done. There's some huge power behind what I've put together for this, and I will be selling it this weekend for $97 just to attend the webinar on Monday. It'll be Monday evening. And so for those of you that stick around to the end, my gift to you as an appreciation for spending the time will be I'll let you know how to get access to and attend that webinar for free, just as a gift saying, again, thanks for staying with us. So, basically with that, I want to go ahead and kick things off. I'm going to just, kind of let you know what we're going to be talking about a little bit, and then we'll give Kate an opportunity to introduce herself, as well as Brenda. We actually have a video from Justin. He'll be introducing kind of himself via a video that hopefully we can all hear. And then we'll go from there. Sound good, everybody?
Sounds good. Let's kick it off. We definitely have a lot to go over tonight. Want to respect your time, so thank you guys all for being here.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so have you guys been dreaming of having a successful home-based business? And again, guys, this is designed to be interactive. I hate just sitting here and talking to myself. So I really want to see you guys commenting as we go through this. When I ask a question, it's an actual question. It's not just, rhetoric. So obviously, I would assume that you have, or you wouldn't be here. So if you've been dreaming to have a home-based business, one that consistently brings in $5,000 to $10,000 per month, that's kind of the figure, right? Everybody's looking for that six-figure business to quit their job, to have the lifestyle that you're looking for. Let's say most likely you're there. If you're like most people getting started, you've been spinning your wheels. Are you ready to stop spinning your wheels and start enjoying the lifestyle freedom that you keep hearing people like me and Kate and Justin and all of the other gurus out there talking about? Yet despite your best intentions and all of the effort that I know you're putting in, Kate and I were talking, and she's got coaching people that she knows are killing themselves. I was on a couple of calls today. People are just working and trying so hard, and yet they're not necessarily seeing the results that they hope for. Does it seem like no matter how many books you read, videos you watch, or questions you ask, you still can't figure it all out? And now, potentially right here, right now, right before you were going to get on this webinar, maybe yesterday, maybe tomorrow, do you think that maybe you're about ready to give up? I'm sure that there are some people on this call that have felt that at some point. Frankly, I'm not surprised. The truth is, doing everything that needs to be done to make consistent money on the internet is pretty much impossible to do on your own. There's just way too much that needs to be done for you to try and do everything by yourself. Believe me, we know it, right? I know it. Brenda's experienced it. I know Kate's experienced it. I know Justin, even though he's not here, has experienced it. We get it. We've been where you are. Not long ago, all of us, I know because I've had conversations, were in the same situation that you are likely in today, dreaming of working for yourselves, not having to worry about money, but all still likewise feeling like we were stuck at square one. And just like you were wondering before, perhaps, or rather, just like you're probably wondering, what is this magic that these gurus possess that normal people don't? What is it that Kate's really doing, right? What is it that Brenda's really doing? What is it that I'm really doing that normal people aren't? What is this secret sauce or this magic that other people are doing? So would you like to know, and kind of the whole premise of this webinar is, would you like to know the one simple tweak, that every industry leader that you know about has done in their business? Is that something that sounds familiar or sounds interesting? Yep. Yes. Good. We're getting some more interaction. Awesome, guys. I love it. What if I told you that doing it properly would increase your leads, sales, and cash by 10 times? Always, every single time, if someone executes and does what I'm about to show you properly, you'll increase your leads, you'll increase your sales, cash, and success by 10 times. And what if I told you that this one simple tweak you can 10 times your results without spending a single penny more on advertising than you're spending right now, assuming that you're doing some kind of paid advertising, whether it's Facebook video ads or PPV or regular Facebook ads or anything like that. Or if you're doing free stuff, I know Kate and Andrew have built their empire on video and largely starting with YouTube and free video marketing. If you are doing free advertising, it will take you 0 extra effort to 10 times your results. Same video, 10 times the response. How about if I told you that you can make this simple tweak in less time than you'll be spending with us on this webinar tonight? That's right. You got 10 times your traffic, leads, and sales with 0 extra advertising, 0 extra time, meaning, doing free marketing, and only 1 to 2 hours of work to implement it. So I asked you, does that sound exciting to you?
We got lots of yeses. Heck yeah, I can't wait to hear it.
Heck yeah,
Great.
amen. Can't wait. Yes, sir. I gotta take I gotta take care of some house cleaning here. One second.
Let's go.
Yes, 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 yes. Sweet. Well, you guys are definitely here in on the right webinar, that's for sure. So we definitely have a lot of this to go over. And like Kimble said, was we did this very similar on Tuesday, and people were really blown away. I was actually very excited because I wasn't privy to the entire part of the presentation, and as we were going through it, I was like, man, this stuff is really awesome. These people here are so, such a good spot to be here. So for you guys that are here right now, I know we're just waiting for a second, but we definitely have some really cool things to share with you. So we'll definitely be excited. If you don't have any paper, pen, or notes, you're going to want to have some of that. So while we're waiting for a second, go ahead and grab that real quick. And make sure if you've got any distractions, you definitely want them to be put away, because the information that we're going to go over tonight is it's stuff you haven't heard before. We'll just kind of leave it at that. There's a lot of stuff on there online, but there's not so much what we're going over tonight.
Yeah. Just like Brenda said, yeah, when we did this on Tuesday, one thing I didn't do that I wish I would have was done an export of all the comments. And tonight I'm going to count how many yeses, amens, heck yeahs, absolutelys we have, because it was insane. Every time I asked a question, people were super excited. And so I'm excited to see your engagement, and really ready to show you guys how this thing's gonna just absolutely change things for you. So now, before I get into showing you all that, I want to warn you, okay? Most of the other gurus in the industry are going to potentially hate me for showing you what I'm about to show you. And when I say other gurus, I mean not Kate, right? I have the highest amount of respect for Kate and what she's been able to put together. I fully endorsed and supported her recent product launch. Same thing with Justin and Brenda. These are the top notch. What I'm talking about are the gurus that I know you know about, the people who are out there, and here's an answer to why. It's the people who are out there with one goal, and that goal is to make money. And they're going to do it at your expense, and they're not going to care if the junk that they're selling you is just that, if it's crap, if it's junk, and there's no actual value. They've got killer sales copy, they've got all this stuff, and they're able to get your money, and who cares whether or not you love or get any value out of what they've got. So why would they hate me for showing you this? It's because they have, in their mind, they think they have a vested interest in continuing to keep you in the dark, right? If they actually gave you what I'm about to give you, then you wouldn't need them anymore. At least that's what they think in their mind. They won't be able to sell you the product that they want to sell you, and they already have planned and created to sell you next month, right? That's the idea, right? They sell you something, they tell you it's the answer to everything you need to know about making money on the internet, and yet on the very next page they do an upsell that says, oh, but you should also get this because this is going to show you everything you need. Do you understand the contradiction of that? And every single month they're putting out yet another product and yet another product that's supposed to be giving you the secret, all while, literally, I've had conversations with some of them, all the while holding it back so that you will continue to buy from them. So I'm literally pulling back the curtain. I'm shining a light on these people in the industry who flat out aren't doing the industry a service. They think they are. Those of us who are on this call and a handful of others that I know understand the difference between doing this to make money and doing this to create value for as many people as possible. The people you hear on this webinar, the people you see on this screen, and those that we associate with on a close level, if we're promoting a product, that's our endorsement saying, these guys have your best interest at heart, right? Brenda and Justin, for example, you're going to learn a lot about them because the three of us have really partnered up on this new endeavor, this new training that we're doing. They named the name of their company as Results. Their whole goal is to see you get results because we understand that the real value And the real ability to make as much money in this industry is by helping as many people as possible with solid, great stuff. So again, let me ask you, would you rather have somebody getting on a webinar promising you the next best thing since sliced bread, the only thing that you need? Or would you rather have people who are coming here, taking time out of their day to absolutely help you? You're going to walk away with things from this webinar that you can implement right away. You don't need to buy anything from us. You're going to get huge value. In fact, I'm giving you even more value on another webinar Monday, just myself. So I just wanted to be clear on that. I mean, quite literally, I'm not going to get death threats, but it could be pretty bad. So with that being said, I want to introduce you to those of us that are on the webinar. My name is Kimble Roundy. We have with us Kate McShay. She is a very quickly rising star. She's going to tell you a little bit about herself in a second. Justin Glover, we've got a video from him that I'm going to play. Hopefully the technology will work and you can hear it and everything else. And then Brenda Gagne. All of us have made multiple 6 and multiple 7-figure incomes on the internet. We know what we're doing, and the value that we're going to be sharing with you tonight is phenomenal. So with that, we're going to kind of get into some introductions. Kate, if you want to kind of take the reins here for a minute and let the folks know a little bit about you and what you've been up to.
Sure. Thank you so much, Kimble. And I just wanted to say thanks to Kimble and to you too, Brenda, for coming out tonight. I know there's quite a few of you on here. I was looking through the names, and there's quite a few of you guys that I invited here, and I'm happy that you showed up. But there are quite a few that I don't know as well, because I know that there are a bunch of us that were inviting people to this special training. So if you don't know me, I work with my husband, Andrew, and we have our own home business. I work full-time, and my husband actually still chooses to work in his job because he loves his job, he loves what he does, but the powerful thing is that he has the choice to leave whenever he wants to. So it's something that he's still motivated by, but we run the business together. However, if you don't know us, we've been around since 2010, and I say around by every single thing that Kimble just talked about is where we struggled, and we struggled for a really long time, and it wasn't until 2013 that we really found our niche, and we found the tweak that I know Kimble's going to be talking about tonight is something that was extremely pivotal to change our years of struggle to a very fast 12 months of success. So we caught on to utilizing video marketing and utilizing YouTube marketing in the beginning as a free strategy. And we went from literally, we are not those people that say we went from 0 to 6 figures in 12 months, but we were, building another network marketing company or anything like that. We literally were not making any money, had no success. And in June of 2013, went from 0 to 6 figures 9 short months later, and then went to multiple 6 figures 15 months later by implementing our strategies of YouTube and by doing what happens after you generate leads. That's what we started to master, and that's what we started to focus on. But video marketing has been what we've been focusing on since June of 2013, and it's been an absolute blast and a real pleasure just being surrounded by people like Kimble and people like Brenda. I mean, you talk about surrounding yourself with people who are like you, and you will rise above and you will figure it out. And that's exactly what happened for us. But it's also very crucial that we found out what Kimble's going to talk to you guys about tonight, what Brenda's going to talk to you guys about tonight. And then that was really the critical component that was missing for us in our business. But I'm just super excited to be here and be able to hear about everything and all the content and the knowledge you're going to be giving these guys.
Awesome, Kate. You and I have done many webinars together, and it's always a pleasure. You're a rock star, so I'm glad to have you on with us today for sure.
Thank you, sir.
All right, now next we have, I think we did Justin next. So I'm going to attempt to play a little video that Justin recorded for us as he was getting ready for his event. So hold on a second. I'm going to escape out of this.
I could be him. Hello, this is Justin, and I'm not here right now.
Okay, so
Awesome.
You guys,
Video, though.
you guys can see him here on my screen, right?
Yeah. Just turn your sound up pretty high and it should work okay.
Okay, hopefully it will.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Justin Glover, sporting.
Sounds good.
Can you hear it?
Yep, sounds good.
Awesome. Okay. Just making sure.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Justin Glover, sporting my brand new Results Cup 13 hoodie that my dear friend Brenda got me. So thank you for that. But anyway, I'm leaving the office, and I wanted to make a quick little video for you because unfortunately I'm not able to be on the webinar with you guys tonight, do that live. I really wanted to, but I'm actually we've had a conflict in schedule, and so it's sort of tragic. You're just going to have to put up with Kimble and Brenda. They're not that bad. Obviously, it's not going to be nearly as fun as if I was there, but they're not that bad. Now, obviously, guys, I'm just sort of poking fun at them, but I love both of them dearly. I wouldn't have decided to partner up with them if I didn't. And they're both amazing people. They're going to do an amazing job. But I did want to just shoot this little quick video for you to let you know that even though I want to be there tonight, I'm actually not able to. My wife is actually a huge fan of Garth Brooks, and he's in one of our neighboring towns. And so she was able to find some ridiculously expensive floor seats for the concert tonight, sort of last minute. So that's where I am. I'm having fun with my wife at the concert. So and it starts the same time that this webinar starts. So that's where I am at as you are watching this video. But just know I do want to be there, and I wanted to sort of just make this video so you can put a face to the name. You know who I am, sort of what I'm about. Feel free to reach out. Look me up on Facebook. I'd love to chat. And Brenda and Kimble are actually going to be talking about a new program that we have, a project that we're working on. And so if you decide to participate in this project with us and sort of help us with that, then we'll definitely be talking very soon. I'll probably be talking to you on the phone one-on-one. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the content. You're in very, very good hands. Kimble and Brenda are going to do an amazing job, I know. I've already seen this presentation, and I'm just telling you, be prepared to take notes. Be prepared to be blown away because you're really, really going to like it. So with that being said, I'm out. I got to go home, get ready for this concert, and we'll talk to you soon. Much love.
So that is a quick intro to our business partner and great friend, Justin Glover. He was planning on giving you just a quick, I'm just going to show you what he referenced on Tuesday on the webinar. This is a screenshot of his Infusionsoft account. And what he was trying to illustrate with this is some people, I was talking to my assistant about this earlier, a lot of people think that this time of year is like the wrong time. They kind of give up on marketing because they think everybody's spending their money on Christmas. Well, for Justin, as you can see here, in October, November, December, and January statistically are always his biggest months. Same thing for me. I don't know if Kate, if you've seen a similar thing, but I tend to make a lot of money. And the reason I'm bringing that is because this type of stuff that we're going to show you is stuff that will be perfect for you to implement right now. Don't start thinking that because it's Christmas, I'm just going to wait till the new year. Now is the time to really take some action on the stuff that we're going to be showing you.
Right.
So with that, Brenda, go ahead and tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit quick because I know we've got some time issues and some people are, saying they're going to be going to batteries dying, different things like that. So, but I definitely don't know a lot of the names on here, which is awesome because it's being exposed to different people. And so, just very quickly, I used to be an elementary school teacher. I used to be a gymnastics coach, and so I kind of did the whole, go to college, go get your job kind of thing. And then I had some little girls right here, And I decided to stay home when I had the girls because it just didn't make sense to, well, I wanted to for one, but also to be able to have daycare and put 3 kids in, it would be working just to put them into daycare, and that didn't really make sense. So I kind of got into this industry really out of desperation. We were just my husband and I were the normal paycheck to paycheck, struggling, not really making ends meet, trying to get a full-time job or getting a part-time job while I had the girls. And when I was introduced to the industry to have some type of a possibility of earning some extra income, it wasn't even online at the time. It was something that I said, how dare I not try to do that? There's obviously something that could work. I have to go after it. And I wasn't that successful offline. My girls were 2, 3, and 5 at the time. Didn't have a lot of time. But once I found the internet and I found that it was actually possible to do the internet on your own time, that's when things really changed. I was able to kind of work when they had naps. I was able to work when they eventually got into preschool. A few hours a day. I actually built my business for the first 2 years. Very successful business on a few hours a day with not a lot of money. So there's a lot of strategies that can be utilized if you know how to do them, even if you don't have a lot of time or money. So I'm definitely very familiar with that. But as I started to grow and get better online, I just kind of took this information and I ran with it, and I became a top earner in one of my companies. But after a while, that truthfully just, the money was great, but it wasn't enough. I was not doing this to be making a lot of money. It was almost unfulfilling, which kind of sounds weird even saying that. But that whole teacher part of me, that's what kind of came out, and realized that all these people were struggling. I was coaching people, they were asking me questions, I was helping them, and that's where I really started to find my passion, that helping other people be able to figure this out, since I was able to figure it out, that's really what I wanted to do. And Justin and I happened to meet at an event. We were at a high-level mastermind. We were both affiliate winners, and went to this mastermind out in California. And we had a very different style of conversation. This conversation was one that I rarely ever have with somebody at these type of meetups, because most often than not, unfortunately, they're kind of like what Kimble said. It's like, how can we make as much money as possible, and how can we squeeze out, and well, if we sell them this, then we'll be able to sell them this, and then we can do this. And it almost made me feel uncomfortable, because that's not my goal. My goal was to, well, how can we help these people? And that was the conversation that Justin and I actually had, which was special. And that was like, wow, this guy really thinks the same way I do, and it was vice versa. So that kind of really got us onto the conversation for about 6 months or so, until we decided that, what, we need to do something. There's too many people struggling out there. We both want to help them. And both of us actually stopped our entire successful business, and we stopped everything that we were doing, and we put 100% focus into Results 513. And that is what we've been doing for the last year, is actually helping other marketers who want to be successful physically do that. And so that is where we are right now. Extremely fulfilling, very amazing to work with the people we're doing. And now what we're doing with Kimble, being able to take that even a step farther, is just going to make things so much easier and so much faster for people. And that's really what excites me. So enough about this. I say let's hop into it, Kimble, and let's take this off and start getting into the meat here, right?
Fantastic. I appreciate you and reiterate what you're saying. I've had an opportunity to get to know Brenda and Justin on a very, very close level at a couple of events, and we are a perfect fit. We're going to talk a little bit about more about that in a little bit. So now we're going to start to get into the meat. We had somebody comment twice. Where's the meat? Where's the meat? Well, Tom, here you go. This is where we're headed, and we're going to get started. So I want to first answer the question, is this for you? If you're a network marketer, affiliate marketer, info product marketer, speaker, author, coach, or what I would call a wannabe, you're trying to be one of these things, you're doing your best to do one of these things, then yes, this is absolutely for you. A few expectations, more or less who this isn't for. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, right? This isn't a pyramid thing. We're not going to show you how to make money taking advantage of people, etc. We're not looking for people who are not ready to take massive action. Okay, it's okay if you haven't yet, but if you're not ready to get off your butt and do something, then this is not going to help you at all. This isn't for people who sell knickknacks. Okay, and I say knickknacks, it's like if you sell light bulbs or if you sell knitting patterns or something else online, if you're doing eBay stuff or whatever, that's not, this type of training is not. This is more for information marketers and people who are trying to use the internet to sell stuff. And last but not least, this isn't for people who are in information gathering mode, perpetual information gathering mode, meaning you're buying every product that comes out and you do nothing with it. Maybe you go through the product, but you don't take any action. Again, refer back up to point number 2. This is for people who are ready to take some action. Other expectations, which when I did this slide, 60 to 90 minutes is our goal. Chances are we'll probably go a little bit longer depending on your participation and just how we chat. Sometimes we kind of get off on tangents, and we've put together this kind of very structured presentation to try and keep me on track, mostly because I have a tendency to just ramble on like I'm doing right now. So about 60 to 90 minutes. I want you to eliminate all distractions. This picture on the bottom right is offensive to Brenda. I know she wanted me to remove it, but close your face.
No, I just don't condone taping kids to the wall. So
I said this was no doubt done by a father who had to get on a webinar or something. So, if that's what it takes to pay attention, then, don't listen to Brenda, but listen to me. Mm-hmm. Take your kids to the wall. Let's literally sit down and focus for this entire 60 to 90 minutes, because what we're going to share with you is life-changing. If I could show you the comments that we had from Tuesday's webinar, the comments alone would blow your mind. And our hope is to have a Q&A at the end. Again, for those of you that want to stick around, then we will get to that. Another expectation or disclaimer, okay? Our results are not typical, okay? We kind of have to say this before we start showing you all kinds of crazy results and talking about what those of us on the call have done and what other people are doing. They're not typical, but generally that happens for one reason, and that is because people don't do what we do. Right? What we are doing is not magic. We are not magicians. We have figured out a proven formula. We have, all 3 of us on this call, implemented this tweak that I'm about to show you. And those who do it and do it effectively can expect results like this. If you do what I've done, if you do what Kate's done, if you do what, oh my gosh, I forgot your name already.
Are you serious?
Brenda.
Oh, okay, it's off. I'm out of here.
Okay. If you do what we have done, you're going to have the results that we've got, okay? But most people, 99.999% of the people who try and do this internet thing, they do it wrong. They maybe buy one of those products that are crap products from somebody who's not really trying to help them, and they don't have these types of results. Very long tangent to explain that. Shocking confession to go along with that. Yes, we know a lot of stuff that you don't, and we're here tonight to show you one tweak that can absolutely change your business. Okay, now I'm going to tell you a short story about myself. This is kind of me and my introduction, as well as it has a hidden moral or a hidden thing in it that actually will identify the tweak for you. So I want you to listen to my story and what I've been through and see if you can determine what that tweak is. And yes, there will be a quiz at the end of this, so make sure that you're paying attention. I've got 2 former teachers on the line, so you guys should get a kick out of this. So in the spring of 2005, I was in much the same situation that you are in, that you're likely in right now. I've been working full-time for a startup internet marketing company for 5 years. And at the same time, I was taking full-time classes at Brigham Young University trying to get a degree in psychology. And in the very limited quote-unquote spare time that I know none of us actually have, especially if you have kids, the limited spare time that I had after work and between classes, I was trying to figure out how to build this home business so I could get out of the rat race and quit the virtual prison that was my job. Now, I call it a prison, but I had actually really I loved the office environment. I loved working on internet marketing, and I loved the people that I worked with. But the company had recently taken a moral shift. It got acquired by a parent company, and they started looking at the bottom line and quarterly earnings as opposed to taking care of our customers. And I just really didn't like what I was doing. I was learning some invaluable skills and the money that I was making was more than enough for a single guy, which I was at the time. But then I had also recently been engaged to my dream girl, who is now my wife. And I just knew that the money I was making wasn't going to provide the life that I wanted for her. And I, quite frankly, as I'm sure you have felt the same way, I didn't want anybody else dictating my schedule, controlling my time, or telling me where to be and what to do. That's just not freedom. I know you're feeling that right now every time you feel forced to get up in the morning to go to the office or go do whatever it is that you're doing. That is not freedom to choose what you want to do. I was looking on Facebook recently. I'm pretty sure, Kate, didn't you and Andrew take like some crazy long vacation or something like that? Going to California. That's not the type of thing that normal people can do. When I say normal people, I mean people who have a job that they have to go to, et cetera, et cetera. So what I was looking for at the time was freedom. The secret to my success was staring me right in the face the whole time, and I didn't even know it. One of the insanely valuable skills that I had learned over 5 years working at this internet marketing company was that I knew how to get traffic. Okay, the company that I was working for was a pay-per-click. It was a search engine that was pay-per-click before Google was Google, right? This was before Google went public. It was before Google did any sort of paid advertising. They were just, working on their algorithm and figuring it all out. And our company was actually, when we did go public, was the number one technology IPO of the time. And I was working in a technology company that was doing pay-per-click traffic. And if you guys were online in 2005, 6, 7, 8, it was the internet heyday to be able to put up ads on Google, spend $10 on ads and make $100 back and just repeat that all day long. And I knew exactly how to do that in my business. But I was missing probably the biggest piece of the puzzle when trying to use this skill to grow my business. Like you're most likely doing right now, I was trying to drive all of my traffic and spending all of my time trying to grow someone else's business. Right? I was trying to grow my primary opportunity. I was 100% focused on driving people into my primary opportunity. And even though I was seeing some success, my team was growing. It was costing me an arm and a leg, and I wasn't getting anywhere near as fast as I wanted to. And I wasn't able to scale the business like I wanted to. You see, it's great, absolutely awesome that network marketing companies are out there and affiliate products are out there. And it's fantastic to have the ability to get started and get your feet wet and start learning by selling other people's stuff as a distributor. But you're only making a fraction of the money that you would be making right now, less than 1/10 of the money you'd be making right now to be exact, than you would be if you were controlling the marketing funnel and selling your own stuff. For two main reasons. One, you're only making generally 20 to 50% commissions from any sales that you make. Okay, some opportunities will pay even up to 100%, but you have to wait generally. This is the other thing that's holding you back. You have to wait 30 to 45 days to see any of the money that you earn from your promotion. Right? So you're doing marketing, you're spending paid advertising, and you're waiting for the money to come back so that you can spend it again. Plain and simply, you don't have any real leverage on the front end, nowhere near the leverage you had if you would have your own products. Sure, in the long run, if you're building an MLM and you're successful, you build a huge team, you got thousands of people, then you have the leverage of having a big team making you money, but you will get there 10 times faster, spend 10 times less money or time marketing your business when you create your own front end offer. Think about it. When you eliminate those two problems, you will earn and keep 100% of the money your marketing efforts generate, and you get it, more importantly, be able to reinvest it in more advertising instantly without needing to keep coming out of pocket more and more while you're waiting for your commission checks to arrive. So let's do a little math. I'm going to do a little math program for you to illustrate this. Let's say you spend or you have $100 right now, $100 marketing budget to put towards advertising. You decide to invest it in some kind of paid advertising like solo ads, Facebook ads, or some other type of paid marketing. The principle will apply again, as I said in the beginning, with free traffic strategies as well, seeing that you're spending time as opposed to spending money. If you send your traffic to someone else's offer and it converts well enough for you to generate some leads and make a few sales that you earn, your $100 back, that's awesome. At any time you can spend $100 to get a handful of leads, some product customers, and get your $100 back. How many times a day can you do that? That's fantastic. But you'll be waiting 30 to 45 days sometimes to get your money back in your pocket so that you can use it on more advertising. Okay, what this means is A, you're going to be dead in the water while you wait for the money to come back, or B, you have to continue to come out of pocket more money every single day to keep your advertising rolling. So what would happen if you send the same traffic, the exact same traffic, the exact same amount of money, that same $100 to your own offer? And for the sake of this example, let's just say that the conversion rates are the same. You got an offer that converts just as well as the other stuff that you're doing, which is challenging, I'll admit it, but we'll talk a little bit more about solving that problem in a minute. But let's just say you've got something that generates the same exact number of leads and sales, okay? This time, instead of the $100 you would have earned, you get $200 back because you're keeping all the money instead of 50%. And you'd have the money clear through your merchant account usually within 2 business days and ready to get more ads on day 3. So you spend $100 today, you get $100 back in 30 days if you're selling someone else's stuff, or spend $100 today, get $200 back in 2 days. Which one of those is the obvious choice for you, right? Obviously the second one. So let's expand this a little bit to go a little bit further and to see how powerful and to see the leverage that this does for you. Let's say you take that $100, the extra $100 that you get, and you go celebrate the launch and success. You take your significant other out to dinner and a movie. You go buy yourself a new DVD, whatever it is. And you just put the same $100 back into advertising on day 3. Okay, so you're not taking another penny. Remember what I said at the beginning. You're not taking another penny out of your pocket for advertising. It's the exact same $100 you would be spending anyway. On day 3, after you've got that $100 back, you spend the money again. And then you can spend it again on day 6, and then again on day 9, etc. Through the same 30 days that you'd be waiting if it was someone else's. You'll be able to spend the same $100 10 full times in the exact same 30-day period. Okay, what did I just do for you? I just turned your $100 marketing budget into $1,000. Or if you got a $1,000 marketing budget, I just turned it into $10,000. And you got 10 times more traffic, 10 times more leads, and 10 times more sale without spending a single extra penny out of your pocket. And 0 more marketing effort than you're doing right now. You're doing the exact same thing. You're just sending the traffic to a different page. 0 more money, 0 more marketing, 10 times your results. That's the biggest secret that I was able to learn and that I was missing back in 2005. And it was a catalyst that put me on the fast track to huge success in my business. So I decided right then and there to quit focusing on my primary opportunity on the front end and instead start marketing my own stuff on the front end. Okay? You can always market whatever you want to the leads that you have coming in. If you're committed and love your product and believe in your product for your primary opportunity, fantastic, absolutely sell it to everybody that you talk to. But in your online marketing, in order to leverage and grow it fast, it's so much better, so much more powerful to market your own front-end product and then talk about your primary opportunity to people who already love you because you've been giving them so much value. So when I was only 9 classes away from graduating with a degree in psychology, I made the decision to drop out of school and start my own internet business. I just didn't see the value in getting a degree in psychology when I knew I was going to be making millions in my business. I was only going to school, quite honestly, because I knew that once I had a degree, I could walk in with the silver star on a piece of paper and show my boss and tell him he needs to give me a raise. And in my mind, I knew I was going to make millions on the internet. And so it was a no-brainer for me to drop out of school. I actually just, quote unquote, took a semester off. And it's been a very long semester. Let's just put it that way. I've yet to go back. So after 5 months of struggle, working full time and spending every night in my home office until 2 a.m., and I call it a home office, it was actually just a spare bedroom that was painted, I kid you not, Pepto-Bismol pink. It was like they slathered Pepto-Bismol all over the walls. This really makes you want to throw up pink. But that was the extra room that I had in my house that was my office. And I spent every night until 2 a.m. in that room until I finally had my first site up. And then it was time to start driving traffic. So, Kate, you've been around for, really successful for the last year or so. Brenda, you've been successful for quite a while. Would either of you ever think about marketing a page that looks like this?
I think I would really send traffic to that page.
Right, exactly. Would you?
I would have to finally say no.
Let me back up. Would you ever put ads trying to sell the Wall Street Journal and Fossil watches on a capture page that you're trying to do marketing?
Again, I would kindly say no.
Kindly say no.
You can call me an idiot. That's fine. I was an idiot back then. The reason I put this up here is what I want to illustrate. I understood the idea of marketing my own stuff, but I did not know crap about marketing as far as conversions and direct response marketing and how to sell my own stuff. But I did not let that stop me. When I found out this secret, I took action. I stayed up all night long. I got this website, or the foundation of this website, for one of the guys that actually worked for me, right? And I just went to work trying to figure it out on my own, okay? And I busted my butt. I took action. And within hours of launching this site, believe it or not, it actually generated leads. And within 24 hours, I had people signing up for my monthly membership site on autopilot. I knew how to get targeted traffic from Google. I sent targeted traffic to that atrocious page. It generated leads for me, and I started making sales for a $30 a month membership site within hours. And from that point on, I was absolutely hooked. There was no turning back. Every single day, day after day, I had new leads. I had members and affiliates coming on board, and I was certain at that point that I had made it, right? I started selling something on the internet. I was literally selling electrons across the wire, ideas coming out of my head, going onto the internet and being sold without me having to deliver anything tangible. So I quit my high-paying corporate job, having a moral issue with them anyway. I quit this high-paying job, and I decided to start working my internet business full-time. But unfortunately, I didn't know it at the time, but I had another very, very painful lesson to learn. And that lesson that I can illustrate to you is, and the language may be a little bit offensive, but I really want to drive this home. I'm trying to create your own offer and build your own websites and manage all of the technology you need to run it all. Trying to do what I did and take a website and make it work on your own is going to flat out stink. It's going to be the hardest thing that you've ever done in your life. And if you have been trying to do it, Brenda has countless people in her coaching that are still really struggling, even though they've paid her a large amount of money to do coaching and she's held their hand and showed them exactly what to do. It's still very hard doing it on your own, even with all of the products and training and coaching and everything you can get out there. It's still difficult to figure it all out on your own, especially if you did it like I did. I started with a $37 ebook. I didn't want to pay a coach. I didn't want to pay anybody else. I just literally buried my head and tried to do everything on my own. Probably for 99% of you trying to do it on your own, you're never going to make it. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but if you try to do everything by yourself, you're going to fail. Trust me, okay? Things turned out to be much harder than I ever imagined. I found myself working more than I was working when I was in school and working full-time combined, right? I had traded a job in school for my own taskmaster of a job, and I was only making about half that year. That first year, I made about half what I was making at my corporate job, right? My membership site was making me money. I had people coming in, but there was nowhere near the millions that I thought that I was going to make. I mean, as soon as my membership site started taking off and I started seeing money come in, I figured I could scale it. And I went out and bought a car. I got a house that I shouldn't have bought. I had all sorts of things thinking that, I'm going to be a millionaire next year. And it really, really put me in a tough spot. Okay. Fast forward a year later, I found myself $195,000 in debt, unopened bills piled up literally 6 to 8 inches high on the kitchen table. I didn't even bother to open them because I couldn't pay them. My house was in foreclosure. The repo man quite literally was chasing me for my car. He showed up at my house, and it just so happened, lucky me, that I had loaned my car to my brother that day so he couldn't get it from me. Okay? I was desperate. So I turned to the internet and did likely what you've done yourself as you felt desperate or not feeling like you know what to do. And I bought every Make Money Online course, system, training, tons of leads, anything that I could get my hands on, trying to find the answer. And I still just kept sinking deeper and deeper into debt. So my failure to break through was also taking its toll on me emotionally. I was severely depressed. I felt like a complete failure, and I wasn't being the knight in shining armor like I thought that I should have been for my wife. It was taking a toll on us, and it just was absolutely the lowest point in my life. And then in mid-2007, everything changed. I met a guy who was the mentor and technology partner of all of the gurus that I looked up to in the industry. He was actually the guy who provided the software for the original ebook that I bought. The membership area at the bottom of it had a powered by link. I clicked on the link and I went to this guy's house. It turned out that he lived like 20 minutes away from me. So I sat down with him at Red Lobster and we started talking about what he had. And I realized that it was exactly what I needed. He had a technology platform that I could plug into that allowed me to take my business to the level that I knew it was meant to be. Finally, after having found him, I didn't have to try and figure out and build everything on my own. A few short months later and many thousands of dollars in paying him to help do the system, we launched our new system, and within 3 short months, we had generated 30,000 plus leads and generated over $150,000 in sales. The previous year, trying to do it all on my own, I was relatively successful, having taken action and worked my tail off. I think we generated about 7,000 leads over the course of a year, and we made like $25,000. So for most people, making 25 grand in your first year on internet marketing is a success. For me, I felt like a failure because I thought I was going to be a millionaire, right? So going from that to within 3 months doing 30,000 leads and 150,000 in sales was huge for me because I partnered up with this guy who had a technology platform and I didn't have to do all of the work myself anymore. And the rest, as they say, is history. In 2008, my system exploded and we had over 550,000 members in 8 months and pulled over $1.5 million in products sold. The system was called the Spiderweb Marketing System, and the idea was I was going to teach people how to spin their own World Wide Web and generate endless leads for their internet marketing business and get paid multiple streams of income on autopilot as this World Wide Web started just bringing money to them. It was a tremendous concept. It was very unique, and it took off. In 2008, inside of 8 months, as I said, you can see a membership export on the right. We had 580,000 members come in. We had as many as 8,000 members a day joining the system. I was coaching students in over 176 countries. I actually literally was selling products in 176 countries on autopilot through my system, and I was living the dream. So fast forward to today, I've launched 4 more wildly successful products and technology platforms. Those launches have made me as much as $40,000 in a single day, as much as $238,000. These are all screenshots from a merchant account, $238,000 in a single month. And in just 6 years, this is an old slide, in the first 6 months of this year, I made $757,000 on my most recent software. Okay. I'm regularly asked to speak at seminars. I've helped thousands of aspiring entrepreneurs from all over the world get better results in their online business. Some of my top students and affiliates, this is actually, I could scrap everything else I just showed you because this is more important. Some of my top students and affiliates have made over $100,000 implementing this one tweak that I've just shown you. I know for a fact Kate McShay in the last year has made multiple six figures implementing this one tweak that I've just shown you. So here's the quiz. Did you catch it? In that story telling you what I've been through, telling you what I've done, did you catch what the tweak is? And again, this is one of those times where it's an actual real question, folks. I want to test you and quiz you. In that story, did you see what that one tweak was? And we're getting some answers here. The platform, your own product to offer, have your own product, outsource, selling your own product, getting a mentor, getting coaching, no, using a platform, your own product. So yes, all of you have a part of the answer. And in fact, that one tweak was actually a trick question. It's actually two parts. It's one tweak, but then it's the other piece that some of you mentioned. Yes, you need to sell your own stuff. That's the tweak. And the thing that you need to do in order to be able to sell your own stuff is find a mentor, and more specifically, do not try and do the website building. Even though there are insane tools out there that are way better than I had, stuff like Lead Pages and WordPress and Aweber and that sort of thing, even those, as productive as they are and more productive than the tools that I had at the time, are still a huge stumbling block for every single person that I talk to. I have coaching calls and I ask what the hardest thing is, and anybody who's out there trying to take action gets stuck on the technology piece. Anybody. So the tweak has two crucial parts. Like I said, you've got to start selling your own stuff, and don't do what I did. Do not try and do it all on yourself, all on your own rather, especially the technology stuff. So I want to stop here for a minute and say, Kate, you and I had a discussion on the first webinar that we did when I showed you kind of a breakdown of what I call my 7 steps to 6 figures and all of that. And I know your story. But you guys had some huge success. You were top earners in your company, doing it all with video. And I think you were getting close to 6 figures. And then what happened the month that you decided to put together and launch your own product?
Yeah, that's great. And just as a little backstory for everybody is so yeah, we had been utilizing YouTube and driving it to an affiliate site. Okay, utilizing somebody else's front end offer, and we were making around 7K to 8K per month, which technically is very, very close to a 6-figure income, by utilizing somebody else's stuff. But we kind of hit that block of where we plateaued, where it was every month it was 7 to 8K, and that's all we could do. We couldn't hit the next level, and so we talked to our mentors, and they said, "Well, you have so much skill set. Why don't you create your own products?" I'm not kidding you. The next month, we busted our butts. We created our own product, and the next month is when we made 25K in our first month launching our own product. And that 25K was from our product. That wasn't also including our affiliate program or anything like that we were driving our traffic to. So that's the deal breaker of what happens when you start to promote yourself and you start to create your own products. That's what sets you apart from the rest.
Absolutely. And since then, you've gone on to create a second product. You guys did a product launch in a matter of a week. You made multiple 6 figures. So, yep. Folks, when I say you can 10 times your results by sending the exact same traffic, all they did was they created a product. They switched where their affiliate links were rather where the traffic was going from, instead to affiliate links to their own links. And they emailed the list that they had been building, and they immediately catapulted themselves to 10 times, more than 10 times more income. In fact, if you did multiple 6 figures and you were only making 7 grand a month, I mean, it's even more than 10 times. So this.
Yeah, and I think Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the other great part is, and Brenda really touched on this, is that you're compensated for the value that you bring to your marketplace. So yes, being an affiliate or being a network marketer is still great to have, and I would highly suggest you still utilize what you already have. But the conversation here is really talking about how you can bring value to the people, to people by utilizing your assets. And that's what changed everything, is when people started to realize, like, oh, they have a skill set that I can learn from.
Yep.
People instantly want that, rather than the generic everybody's doing the same thing kind of deal. It sets you apart.
Absolutely. And it attracts, if you look back to how I got started in attraction marketing, when you have something important, when you have something valuable to teach, people want to work with you. So it becomes way easier to sell your primary opportunity. All of the revenue, all of the stuff I just showed you from my previous system, without talking to a single person, I built my primary downline to 30,000 people. And I've since made over $250,000 continuing to get a check residually every single month without selling on the front end or talking to anybody about my primary opportunity. It all happened as a result of putting my own product together, launching my own system, etc.
Can I jump in for a second? Because, well, I guess I'm going to answer, yeah, I can. But that right there, that was the most eye-opening experience to me, because we haven't actually even talked about this before this webinar, but your stories that you just said, that was like, and Kate, yours is almost identical to mine, and I didn't realize that it was when I finally created my first product, that became almost, that was what was surprising. I made more money out of my own product than I was out of my primary company, and I sold high ticket, and I made a lot of money with that. And and then it just made it so much easier because I was selling my own product. And after I created it, and I only created it out of the fact that I was answering the same questions over and over, and I was like, well, shoot, I should probably just put this into a video and actually sell it. That would make sense. And so many people loved it, and then I was like, well, gosh, maybe I could actually make something really good if I tried. And I created a great product, and out of that first webinar where I actually sold that, I made $17,000 on that webinar, and I had never done anything even remotely close to that beforehand, even with my primary company that was high ticket. So being able to be in the position where you have your own products, even if you don't know what they are right now, even if you'd be like, I am brand new, I would have no idea how to do that, it's not the fact that we're talking about you have to go create something. It's the fact that you have something that's your own, that's people enter your world through something that is your own with your own value. Then it opens up so much more possibilities.
Absolutely.
So.
I reiterate that. And one of the key things, they just revealed to you another secret, perhaps without doing it, but the way that they both created their product was they went out, they learned something that was working, they started telling people, hey, this is working for me, and people said, well, can you teach me? So the way you're going to create your product is going to naturally come out of you starting to have success. So if you're marketing an affiliate program or something else, start to realize the things that are working for you, and that is your product. Like, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be, hey, I'm going to get on a webinar and show you this one little thing that I did on Facebook that increased my conversion or increased my click-through rate or anything like that, and that right there has value. So
that's so real fast, just because I know there's a lot of network marketers on here, and you're building your businesses online. Your product could be as simple as, if you prospect people on Facebook and you're successful with that and you recruit people into your business, then right there, that's something, that's value that you have to offer. Because I know a lot of people have been saying, if I'm in network marketing, how does this work for me? It's thinking about what you're good at and what you're good at in order to have success in what you're doing right now.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So many of you may be sitting there thinking, in fact, we have some comments, sounds great so far. What product do you create? All of that. Are some of you sitting there thinking, wow, this all sounds great. I would love to be like the three of you, go from doing nothing to making tons of money by having my own product, but maybe you don't know where to start? Is that maybe some of you? Oh, we got a me.
me.
Exclamation points. So it's inevitable that there are people out there who this sort of thing you can see. Me too. Yes, I'm in agreement. Absolutely, exactly. it's we got a French speaker on here. Nice.
Very.
My wife would love that. She loves French. I get it. Okay. That's what my entire business, that's what my entire empire, my entire career has been about, solving that problem. I don't know where to start, and I definitely can't do the technology myself. So Justin and Brenda and I decided to come together and create a program. Okay. And we were on the phone trying, so we name it this, should we name it that, should we name it this? And I threw out something that was more of a joke. And I said, it could be the never done this before and will likely never do it again mastermind event and done for you technology partnership program.
Yep.
And that's exactly how Brenda can vouch for it. That's exactly how it came out.
I was like, yeah.
I know it's a mouthful, but look at it. The name says exactly what this is. Okay. We were, and I'll explain it again in a way, but twice a year, Justin and Brenda hold what they call their Ignition Mastermind events, a very high ticket event, very exclusive. There were like, what, Brenda, this last one, I think 10 people, and you guys were literally sitting right next to them, helping them go through and set up their marketing funnels, and just helping them with their marketing plans and business strategy and all of that sort of stuff, figuring out products. It's a very, very high value. Every single person there left feeling like they had the greatest value. And I've been to their last two events, and I have been flat out blown away by what these guys put together at their events. I know for a fact, Kate, you invested a large amount of money with your mentors to go to a similar event. And they sat down and said, here's how to do your own product. Here's how to do funnels. Here's how to do webinars. And they showed you all of these secrets, if you will, that most people don't get to see. Am I right there?
You're 100% correct. And that's what filled the gap for us. Is it is scary when you start thinking about, well, how do I do all of this? And how do I do it by myself? It's a big step out into the unknown. But when you have people that have, number one, been through it before, and number two, are willing to do it with you and guide you through the process, that was the deal breaker for us. And that's why we had success so quickly.
Absolutely. I don't question that for a second. And I know your mentors, and they fall in line with the people that I know are trying and definitely providing real value in the industry. Some great guys. So I was blown away by what these guys have put together, both of their events. I was honored that they wanted me to come help train their students. I never really went there with any kind of planned training. It was just like, hey, man, I'll come help any way that I can. And I think, Brenda, I provided some good value at both of your events. And
oh, absolutely.
And your people were glad to have me there.
Yep.
And so I was honored for the invitation to do it. And so a few weeks ago, we were at the Ignition event in Tampa. They held their most recent event in Tampa. It was a couple weeks ago. And I remember sitting kind of during a break. Everybody was out doing one of the assignments that Brenda and Justin had given them to set up pages or something. And Justin and I were just kind of relaxing in the back of the room. And I said, hey, man, wouldn't it be awesome if you didn't have to spend the entire first 2 days and, quite frankly, weeks of training and coaching and whatnot leading up to the event, teaching people how to set up their technology. Instead, so to give a backstory, this was the third day of the event, and for 2 days, a VIP day and the first day, that was what it was. It was Brenda and Justin and me sitting down next to people, helping them figure out Aweber, helping them figure out lead pages, helping them figure out how to put in their autoresponders, helping them do all of the technology stuff so that they could get ready for the third day, which was about, okay, now that you have that set up, let's do some marketing. In fact, Kate, the most recent No Excuses, their whole entire thing was hopefully getting your funnel set up by going through all of that stuff, and then by the end, getting some traffic to your funnel, right?
Right.
This is the thing that everybody struggles with. So I said, what if you didn't have to spend these 2 days at the event doing it? Instead, you could just spend the entire time masterminding, helping with their business plan strategy, training on traffic, and doing all of the productive stuff, as opposed to the grunt guru, or rather the grunt technology stuff. So you're focused on the productivity and money-making activities. Wouldn't that be great if that was the setup of the event? So people show up and the technology is done for them, and all you have to do is help them with the marketing stuff. And obviously Justin said, yeah, I would love that. And when we talked to Brenda about it, she said, yeah, that would be awesome. And so great news. That's what my business is. I've spent over $200,000 in 18 months building just that. I have a technology platform that I have developed that is flat out amazing. When I showed it to them, when I showed them what I had built, they instantly made the decision. Okay, here's a testimonial of testimonials. They made the decision to move their entire $1 million business to my platform. I was just showing it to them saying, hey, your people might be interested in this. It might help you at your events. And they're like, I want it, right? Even though, no exaggeration, they have spent over $100,000 trying to build custom integration between Infusionsoft and WordPress and Customer Hub and
lots of custom programming.
All of the programming, coaching, consulting, everything to try and figure out Infusionsoft. They had to hire a couple rocket scientists, etc.
Oh, he's not joking. No, yeah, it's ridiculous.
This is. I spent years messing with Infusionsoft. I'd been there. I tried it. And Infusionsoft to me is an insanely powerful product, an insanely powerful platform that, in my opinion, shouldn't be touched by anybody that's not like Adobe or Microsoft, who has thousands of employees and millions and millions and millions of customers, and they need all of those insanely technical, insanely difficult to set up things, and they can afford to have full-time rocket scientists on staff to make it work. Right? My platform and what I've designed is all of the cool stuff that Infusionsoft does that these guys spent $100,000 trying to make Infusionsoft do, and cutting out all of the stuff that people in our industry don't need, all of the confusing, hard to do stuff, and packaging it all together in a complete platform, a complete system, so that they could replace WordPress, they can replace Customer Hub, they can replace Infusionsoft, all of that, and have everything managed in one place. So even though they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in 18 months building their own, they decided they were going to move over to my platform. And Justin actually promised when I showed it to him that he was going to do what I call a reverse testimonial for me. He said, screw you for not showing this to me before I wasted $100,000 in 18 months of my life.
And that's absolutely true. I mean, I know, and Justin's not here right now, but oh my gosh. I mean, Justin doesn't even do the tech anymore because it's gotten to him to such a horrible point that he's like, I won't touch it anymore. Like, you have to do it. And so I'm the one that definitely does almost, 80% of the tech stuff. And then we even have a programmer that does stuff. And even with all of that, and even with all of the money that we spent and the different people, there's so much stuff that I still can't do because my hands are tied behind my back with the limitations of what our system has. So when Kimble showed us his stuff, literally it was just like, wow, that's really cool. And then he just kept going and going, and I'm like, well, you can do that. Oh my gosh, you can do that. And wait a minute, I don't have to go do. And it was just almost instantaneously, like we didn't even have to, sit and discuss, well, gosh, I don't know, do you really want to spend the money to go do this? It was like, absolutely, because this tech stuff, I mean, even though I can build websites and I can do all that stuff now, it's not, for one, it's not stuff I really want to do, but it's very time consuming. And now when it's getting a lot more confusing, it's stuff I don't know how to do, and it still bogs me down to this day. So, and in knowing that there's so much tech issues that go on with so many of my students and coaching clients and even just our members, Kimble made the point that we spent a lot of tech time working with people, one-on-one, and that's not even what that mastermind is actually designed for. That time was actually set aside for breakout time or a VIP day. So people actually paid extra to be able to come to get that one-on-one attention and then go to the actual tech breakout stuff, because they weren't able to actually go through it on their own, even though there was absolute step-by-step tutorials over my shoulder showing them exactly what to do. it's still a huge hurdle for people. So if you're listening right now and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this tech stuff, that's been my hurdle, that's been my thing. I know there's trainings, I know it, but I just can't get over it. A lot of the times there's mental blocks that go with it, things that you've done in the past that just kind of hinder you and you feel like you can't get forward. If we can take all of that away from you and say, let us do that part for you, well, we can't do that, Kimble can do that, but let's get that done for you so that we can actually focus on what you want to do and the really cool stuff about this internet marketing stuff that's fun and makes you money. Why can't we just do that? And that's with Kimble's system and what we're able to do, that is actually what we're able to do. So bam, I just set you up, Kimble. There you go.
Perfect setup. Perfect setup. Here's what we're offering. This is a screenshot I found on Google of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. We literally have for you what comparatives to anything else I've ever seen online, any other offers that are out there for coaching or done for you websites or anything else. We've got the Holy Grail of internet marketing with consisting of 4 main parts. Okay, we have group coaching calls and brainstorm strategies. Wow, I cannot talk. Does one of you guys want to do this? Holy crap.
I got it.
We have group coaching calls to brainstorm and strategize your product and offer. We have a 3-day marketing mastermind event that we're going to be holding in January, the 16th to the 18th. We have what we just kind of talked about, a completely done for you white label of my $200,000 technology. And Brenda pointed out the other night, some people may not understand what white label means. Basically what that means is it's your brand, your domain. It's not just another replicated website of our system that you get to use, but quite literally all of it is yours on your own domain, going through your own merchant account, your products that you're selling, your front end offers. You get all the money back into your merchant account every single day. And then we're going to have post-event group coaching calls as well. I'm going to turn it over to Brenda here to explain what they're going to be doing during the pre-event coaching, the event, and the post-event. And there's a reason that I'm sending this to Brenda, not just because my throat's dry and I got to run and grab some water, but when we were at their last event, we all kind of hit this epiphany right at the same time. I remember it was really late on the last night of the event on Sunday. We were relaxing and we just were talking about some of the struggles. Yes, we do have struggles. Life isn't, all roses for us. And we were talking about some of the struggles that we each had with our business. And by the way, that's one of the most valuable parts of a mastermind is the after hour, talking with other people who are smart and getting ideas and solving problems together. But one of the things that we came to realize and that I expressed to them was, quite frankly, I suck at marketing. I have made millions of dollars on the internet, but when it comes to learning how to do Facebook ads, I sat through and watched Kate McShay's video marketing on YouTube and video marketing on Facebook, and I said, that's amazing. I should do that. And then I never did. Right? In the very beginning, I knew how to market, and my knowledge was limited to Google advertising. And then in 2008, Google slapped our industry, shut down everybody's account, whoever even sniffed at or looked at anything that had to do with network marketing. And there went my ability to market. Okay. What I am fan-freaking-tastic at is putting systems together, looking at the big puzzle, looking at all of it, figuring out unique offers and unique things, and seeing all of the pieces, the moving parts that need to go together for technology to solve people's problems. But I can't teach you how to go get PPV ads. I can't teach you how to do Facebook. I can't teach you how to do blogging. I can't teach you how to do videos. But guess what? Brenda and Justin are fan-freaking-tastic at teaching how to do that sort of stuff. That is what they do, and their membership base absolutely loves them. They're fantastic at events. Events scare the crap out of me. I don't ever want to do my own event, right? But they are so good at that, and we just started looking at each other like, holy crap, we have this perfect marriage. right? You guys are great at events. You're great at training. They, quite frankly, have struggled a little bit with their front end offer and getting enough people into their events and training. Their technology has been a black hole and a nightmare for them that's been holding them back from their potential. And here I come walking in the room saying, man, I hate marketing. This is just sucks. But I've got this platform that's so amazing. I just need to get it in people's hands. And it was like light bulb. If you've seen, what's that movie? My kids call it Pop Boy, but I can't remember the name of it. Despicable Me. Right? This light bulb goes off, and it's like, holy crap. We have something that to me is the holy grail. It is the most irresistible offer that I've ever been a part of. And so that is a very long tangent. Holy crap, I just spent 15 minutes telling you why I'm turning it over to Brenda. Turning it over to Brenda to talk about why, what we're going to be doing at the coaching event and the pre and post coaching stuff. So, Brenda.
Yeah, it was actually kind of surreal because Kimble had mentioned just a little hint, not hints, he was just like making comments throughout the weekend. And, I had no idea Kimble didn't know how to market. I mean, obviously he can market, but I had no idea he didn't like doing it. It wasn't, you just hear these stats and you know people for what they can do and they're very successful. So you just kind of assume. And then I was like, oh, he's more of a systems guy. Okay, that's cool. And some of the things he would said, I'm like, well, gosh, you can do that. Just in my head, my wheels are spinning. And then when the whole thing was all said and done and we're all finally had a chance to just sit down and chill, it was like, okay, wait a minute. You're good at what we suck at, and you suck what we're good at. That's we got to do something. And that just right there is the power of an event. I mean, I would not be where I am today if I didn't go to events. And even though it was a pain in the butt to be able to get the kids watched and the dogs taken care of and all that stuff, every single event I've ever gone to, I've been able to either learn something or make a connection that has furthered my business. And so this is no different because, Kimble came down. There wasn't any specific reason that we said, hey, we need you to do this. He wanted to come. I was happy to have him there just for extra guidance and just to add value. And what has now come out of it is going to be absolutely amazing for so many people that have already jumped on this. And we've had some comments already where like, oh, we've got this text stuff. It's like, thank you, Jesus. Yes, awesome. And we have, Vaden, you're on here tonight and you were on here before and you made this little comment that says, this is the second time around and I'm still no less floored than I was the other day. So we have a lot of stuff to share, and I'm even very excited, and I don't have controls over the screen, Kimble, so I need you to go through the slides on here because I certainly do not have them memorized. So if you could go to the next one, because what are we doing? Okay, because we're definitely doing something different, and like Kimble said, is we do like to do these events because I am able to, Justin and myself, but if you can get into a situation where you're in an immersion setting, and that is why I like to do these events, because you can take all of life's distractions and everything that you just kind of, eats at you, even though you have great intentions to go sit down and get this stuff done, things will get in your way. And if we can eliminate all of that and put you in a completely different setting where you're only surrounded by people that are doing the exact same thing or have the exact same intentions as you, we can get so much stuff done in that amount of time. I am very efficient with my time. I do tend to talk fast, so you're going to have to keep up with me. I'll try to slow down a little bit, but I'm very efficient with time, with planning, and being able to do these events are actually very fun for me because I like to interact with people. So when we started talking about, like, well, what's the best way to implement this? How are we going to be able to really help these people move forward? It was like, well, gosh, let's get this event kind of done. We did a roundtable event, 2 of them in Atlanta, a couple months ago before we did the Ignition one, and those were just, let's get your business working, let's do the strategy, let's do all that stuff, but it's never entailed actually tech stuff. And having this to it just takes it to a whole new level. So what we decided to do is we already have a bunch of people. Justin and I, all we did was we put one email out. Make sure you go back on a slide, though, Kimble, because I didn't move forward. We put one email out to our list and said, hey, we're going to be doing another event. If you're interested, let us know. And our people know that we deliver. We named Results 513 with the name Results in it. You can't put a word like results in your title if that is not your goal. So we had people jump on this offer almost before they even knew what it was, just out of the fact that they've been to our events before and they know they're going to get value, they're going to come again. So what we're doing in January 16th through 18th, these are the event, dates that have now been officially worked out. We kind of went back and forth with our first-time, grabbers, and These are the dates that we're going to be in Salt Lake City. Justin, Kimble, and myself, we're going to be spending these 3 days. No less than 30, how about no more than 30 people, because we can't make this a big event. It needs to be small. 30 people is definitely pushing it, but we've got things put into play. If we do have 30 people come, we'll absolutely have enough time spent individually with everybody. Well, we are building out your entire internet business from scratch. And it doesn't matter where you are. You could be, having success right now and making 5 figures every single month, which probably that you're just on the webinar spying to see what we're doing, because this is not something you would need, but we can help you scale for one. But most of you are probably in that stage where you need some help and you need some hand-holding, almost like Kate was saying earlier. You just needed someone to fill in the gaps for you, and that is where, if we got to toot our own horn, that is where we are, Kimble's word, fan-freaking-tastic, because we help fill in the gaps for people that don't know the next step of where they should go or how to implement everything. So regardless of how much money you've made online up until this point, our goal for you during this weekend is to set you up 100% complete internet business that pulls in a minimum of 6 figures for you starting in 2015. And we are absolutely very serious about that. Results 513 is such a passion, and this just kind of goes right along with what we're trying to do. So I am very, very excited about this project. It's nothing that I've ever done before, because we've never been able to have this opportunity to just say, look, we're going to build this stuff for you. That's huge, because that's not the fun part. It's not super fun, point here, click here, wait, no, go back, erase that, click this button. It's not that fun to do that. What's really fun is building marketing funnels. I love marketing funnels. And the reason I love them so much, because I was like, why am I such a geek and love these funnels? But they make you money 24 hours a day. And if, when I was going to the park with my girls, or going to the beach, or going to Disney because we live close to that, and getting emails that I was making money not doing anything, that was amazing. And so those only happen when you have funnels that are working. So I know what can happen to your life when we can create these cool funnels. And so that's the stuff I really want to spend time with you. So we decided to make these small group workshops like this, because when you get in a small group together like that, you get the energy from everybody participating. Everybody has different experiences that they bring to the table. Even if you're brand new to this industry, you have life experiences that can be turned and flipped into helping you do something or somebody else online. So we can go really deep with you when we do these type of small setting events like that. You got to keep up with me, because I'm talking faster than you're going, and I have no idea what's coming up next.
I'm not sure if you're just expounding on stuff or
Come on, you gotta click that button. So what are the logistics? Because I know there's a lot of people right now that are like, oh my gosh, this sounds great. Wait a minute, I want to, give me this stuff. So, and I've got some good testimonials coming in right here. So our first day, and this, like I said, it's very strategically planned and it's very efficient with the time. There's not a lot of sit down and what's going to happen. There are a million ways to architect an online business, and honestly, that is sometimes the problem, because everybody does it different, and you're not ever sure which way to actually listen to. So what we want to do is make sure that we build it what is ideal for you and your business, because they're not exactly the same. We can build out completely different funnels based on your strengths. It's not cookie cutter. So what we do is we figure out what you're good at, what you want to do, and then we build out that campaign specifically for you. So the first day is structured exactly like the other $25,000 masterminds that we attend, that we go to. And we're going to craft your overall business plan together, making sure you're completely confident and we're comfortable, making sure it's going to work exactly, the way that it should. So that's the first day. So second day, we are really focused on building this. So like that automated, that automatic funnel thing that I was talking about, that is the goal. We're going to get this automatic sales machine figured out for your business, and that's going to take focused effort. So day 2 is really dedicated time for us to roll up our sleeves, craft your message, get all of the verbiage that's going to make people want to come in and go through the funnel correctly. Obviously, we'll have some, testing that needs to get done, but we got to get it set up. So any of the initial setup requirements that the developers are going to need to build out your entire system. And Kimble's going to go a little bit more into detail on this system, but yeah, we have other people that you can just say, fill out the sheet and what do we need to have, and then hand it off. and it's going to go get created for you. Like, how cool is that? So day 2 is really working on that. Now, day 3, while the developers get that stuff and they're working on building out your system, it's time to then map out the launch strategy, because we've got the idea, we've got the concept, we know how it's going to scale, we've got the developers working on the system. So now it's time to get eyeballs on your site once they're completed. So we will map out the day-to-day launch plan so that you guys can say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And it's not just the fact of, well, this is what we're going to do. It's the fact of, this is what you need to do on a daily basis so that this will continue to grow and scale. All right? So how many of you guys have ever just like, okay, that sounds good, and then you sit down on your computer and you're like, well, wait a minute, what do I need to do? Okay, I remember when that's not it. We don't ever tell you what to do without sharing you how to do it. And what tasks to do. So we'll definitely have an ongoing marketing plan for you with specific tasks that you know what to do daily to be able to start building out this business so that they do continue to have sales coming in after we leave, and that's definitely the goal right here. So that will take up the first 3 days of actually at the event. Now, to get you completely ready to maximize the time while you're there, we're going to do a pre-workshop. So we're going to have some training for you. We're going to have some homework for you to get done. So that way, everything is really set up before you get there. And then when it's done and you leave, we will have another post-workshop follow-up calls to make sure that you answer any questions and to make sure that you stay on track, because you're going to get back into your regular setting, either go back to your job, go back to your family, go back to your other responsibilities. Your business should not take a back seat. We want to make sure that we implement your business with your daily life and that you're comfortable doing that. All right, so we will definitely stick with you after that. And simply put, you'll come with an idea and you're going to leave with a complete professional and very, excuse my language, badass internet marketing system, because it's going to give you massive earning potential. The stuff that set us apart was that we automated our business. We had a product that put us out in front of whatever our company is, and we sold that. And that was our value to the marketplace. And when you add your own value, and even if you don't know what it is yet, that's okay. The first sentence is here, you come with an idea. Leave that stuff up to us. That is what we're here for. That is what we're good at. We've had so much experience working with multiple different people, multiple products, different niches. From, anything that you want to do, you can do it on the internet as long as you have a laid out plan. And thankfully that's what we can do for you. So what about this pre-event thing? All right. So yeah, I guess it's just to kind of like recap. The pre-event, we're going to do business planning and strategy. So these are some of the things that you'll need to kind of come up with: product ideas, picking a name, branding. We'll have some homework for the developers to get you set up, any other preparation and planning for the event. That'll be the stuff that's going to happen before the event. And then afterwards, like I said, we'll be answering your questions. Tweak your marketing. That's a big one, because we're going to put this stuff together. You're going to go out there. You need to go get some numbers. And a lot of times it's like, okay, well, I got this ad up like you shared with us, and I've got people here. So now what? Is this good? Is this bad? What do these numbers mean? Most of the time people never get there, but once they get to that stage, then it's like, well, we got to tweak it. We got to make it better. What if we got a bunch of leads, but we didn't get sales? Okay, well, this is where we need to go back and tweak it. All of that kind of stuff, we'll be able to deal with that after, and we'll have a special Facebook group so that we can interact and continue to work with people in there. And as Kimble mentioned, Justin and I made the decision to move our entire business over to this new platform that Kimble has been developing, even though it's not something that's been that we want to just, it's almost like we're taking all this time and energy and throwing it away, but I don't even care because of the headache. That it doesn't matter. Like, I'm so excited to be able to move over that the $100,000 and the headache that we spent on it. It was like, well, lesson learned. Stuff is going to happen. Too bad I didn't see this a long time ago, but whatever. We're not going to waste any more time and money. We're going to jump over to this because it's exactly what we want, and it has the capability to do exactly what we want, and that's the really cool part. So, we're going to be spending $25,000 to move over to his system. I'm not saying that that's what it's going to cost you, because our system is probably going to be a lot more intricate than whatever it is that you need, but it's a huge change, even though we knew instantly that we wanted to do this after we said yes, because the emotions were like, oh my God, yes. Justin and I talked afterwards and we're like, okay, wait a minute. Is this really a good idea? Are we going to do this? And it was like, yeah. I don't care. It doesn't matter. This money could be spent other ways, but no, this is what we want to do. This is going to actually take us to the next level because we've been tied with the technology stuff. So yeah, we didn't take this decision lightly because it's a huge decision and it's a lot of stuff, but I was absolutely floored. I mean, he said this before, but if I would have seen this, I almost forgot some of the things that I want to be implementing right now because there's no way to actually do it. And then when Kimble showed us some of the stuff in his system, it was like, oh my gosh, that was in my original vision. That was what I've been wanting to do. Oh my gosh, you can do that? And it just makes me so excited for what we're able to do. So yeah, countless hour of torture is now going to be gone. So before passing it over to Kimble to tell you more about what the technology will do for you, oh yeah, definitely don't make the same mistake that we did. Don't try to do this on your own because this is so true. No matter how much money you think you're going to save, if you ever get your business off the ground, I guarantee you it's going to cost you so much more in the long run. And even before I even started doing Results 513, the amount of time and energy I spent on tech setup in my own business was absolutely, it was just so much. And I was not a tech person. I was an elementary teacher, but I did pick it up pretty quickly. But it still is such a huge time suck, and it never works the way you really want it to work the first time you do it. So you always have to go back and spend a lot longer than you think you're going to have to. So don't do that. If there's an opportunity for you to be able to get technology done for you where it's branded to you and built out specifically for what you want, let us do that for you. Yeah, I already just said that. 100% branded to you, 100% set up. Let us do that. Let us sell whatever it is that you want to sell. That is what we can do, and we can actually help you. So even if you're brand new, we got you covered. So hang on if you're thinking that. But you get professional pages throughout this funnel, your own products sold through your own merchant account, your own ad tracking system, all of that stuff, it's done for you. You are literally going to be using the same exact system that Kimble has used to make his millions, and the same exact system that we are actually moving to. And Kimble's going to be sharing with you some of this stuff. You'll actually be able to see it. It's really cool. But the best part about all this is that the developers are going to take care of everything. So you don't have to worry about anything except executing your launch and marketing plan that we are going to help you develop at this workshop. If there were ever a time where it's like seriously done for you, this is the time. I mean, I know marketers say that, like this is done for you, but I've never seen an offer like this ever before. If you remember the name of it, it was Never Again, because this will be the first time we're putting it together with the three of us working on it. It absolutely will be something that we're going to continue to do, but I guarantee you it won't be as cheap as it is right now. So here is the deal. We've negotiated a once-in-a-lifetime deal with Kimble. So the total cost to be a part of this program, so the entire mastermind, sit-down, live event, and get the system, which is going to pretty much guarantee you a six-figure income in 2015, is $15,000. And Justin and I are paying $25,000 for this system. So it's absolutely worth that price. But here's the cool thing. All right, this is never ever done. I think this will kind of show you why we're different. This will show you that we don't just say things and do something different. That $15,000 price tag for this system will only have to be paid in that full price after you have made at least $100,000 with your system. All right? That is a pretty big thing. Hopefully you caught that, okay? Yeah, we named our company Results 513 for a reason. We are different. Our focus is 100% on results. And if we can take this stuff out there, out of your way, and be able to focus on helping you, we want to be able to have as many people take advantage of this opportunity as possible. All right? So we're going to prove that with this project, because we're only getting paid after we have delivered the result that you are looking for. All right? So that really does make it different. And what that really means is that you're only paying us after you make money with this system. So a very different hook, very different pitch, not something you ever hear all that often. But on the flip side, obviously, it costs money for us. We have to pay the developers. We have to rent the meeting rooms. So we can't do this physical event and do all of the setup absolutely for free. It's just not physically possible for us to be able to actually do that. So, the first 10 people, though, that decide to take us up on this offer will only have to pay $5,000 to be able to go and come to this entire thing. $5,000 deposit to participate in this program, which means it's the entire 3-day event in Utah, the pre-training, the post-training, the Facebook group, and the entire marketing system branded to you, $5,000. The remaining $10K will only be paid back once you've made that $100,000 from your new business. Okay, so that is a killer deal. Obviously, you can see the value in what we're offering. If you're ready to jump right into the front of the line and secure your system, because we already have a lot of these sold out. We had a bunch of people buy them on the first. Well, we had 6 people buy this entire thing just with our first email that we sent out to our list. Because like I told you, we over-deliver, and the fact that we added tech into it, we had people that just jumped on it. So we had 6 people instantly took up those spots. We had more than that actually take us up on it on Tuesday. So there is a very, very good chance this is going to be selling out maybe by the end of tomorrow or tonight or tomorrow. I have no idea. So the thing is that even if you know like this is something you want to do, we're going to still share with you some more. Kimble's going to go in and share with you the system and show you all the different things that it entails, which is amazing. So definitely stick around. And then at the end, we still have that amazing bonus for you for the $97 thing that Kimble's going to talk about that you get for free just for being here. But if you're ready and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the thing that I need, everything, you're going to hold my hand, you're going to give me the tech stuff, oh my gosh, I'm ready for 2015 to be the year. You're never going to see something like this again, I can guarantee you, and you're never going to see it for this low of a price. It's almost annoying to me that we're giving it away, and that's kind of how I feel. But on the flip side, it's also amazing because we're able to offer it to you to be able to help you get as much as you want out of it and be able to change your life. And I know what's possible. So I didn't say that link, and Kimble, if you go back, it's results513.com/done/4/ that's not slash dash, sorry, done for you with dashes in it. I'll go ahead and take that and I'll stick it in the little chat box for you so that you can click on it while we're talking and you can kind of head over there. But go ahead. So what was next? Because I know I'm going to be flipping it back to you in a second so you can kind of go through this. But yeah, so if you need a little bit more about what this system can do, yeah, absolutely. Prepare to be blown away at what Kimble and our developers are about to share with you with this done for you stuff, because I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff and I was blown away. The fact that you get this, truthfully awesome. So yep, back to you, Kimble. Show us what you got.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, this is another, what do you guys think? I mean, I got comments coming in here. Yes, exclamation. Wow. Thank you, Jesus. What about people outside the U.S.? We'll talk about that in a minute. Testimonial. I can't tell you how good it feels to already know about this. This is actually.
You know what? I'm going to jump on that for a second because that's Dennis who just, hey, Dennis, I'm glad you're here. Dennis is someone that has already said, oh my gosh, yes, I'm coming to this because tech stuff has definitely been stuff that holds people back, and he's another one that's like, yes. So it was so cool to see that you actually jumped on here, even though you know what this is about. Testimonial that you're giving us right now is awesome, because really appreciate that. Thank you. But I know, oh my gosh, Dennis, I'm so glad you're coming, because I know what is finally going to happen with you after you get your system. Like that to me is a super exciting part.
Absolutely. And Vaden here says he still can't believe it. He feels like Christmas came early. His son's birthday. He's actually made the commitment. He's coming even though his son's birthday is on the 18th, and he's viewing this as the best gift he could possibly give his son is to.
Oh, that's awesome.
So another testimonial here. This is fantastic, guys. If you see what we've got, and when you see what I've got, but I also want to address another comment that is a little bit negative, and I understand, and I want to address it and give you an opportunity. Somebody said they blocked out 60 to 90 minutes or 60 minutes, and it's already been 90. We hoped to do it quicker. We didn't, but if you're okay, I'm going to continue on. You're more than happy. If you don't like what you've seen so far, great. Thank you for spending the time with us. If you want to get the free webinar that we're doing on Monday, then stick around. And if you want to see what I'm doing, trust me, okay, it's going to be worth spending a little bit more time with us. We're just about done, but I just wanted to address that and say, I know it's taken us longer than we hoped, and hopefully you've gotten some value out of it, and you're about to get a lot more value from what I'm about to show you. So to get into it, my business from day one has always been about systems and technology. But like I said earlier, marketing, training, mastermind events, etc., has been the big missing piece for me, right? It's just not a skill set that I'm great at. So like I said, that's why I'm so excited about what we've got in store. As I mentioned, I've been floored by how Justin and Brenda have provided value at their events, and even more so by the results that their attendees get. Even though they're helping, helping them set up stuff, they're setting up their own technology. I'm so excited because of seeing the value and the results people get from Justin and Brenda's event, but taking out the hurdle of the time-sucking, excitement-draining, and success-killing pieces of the puzzle that is the technology is huge. So I'm going to show you a little bit more about the completely done-for-you white-labeled version of my $200,000 technology platform that you can use to sell anything you want. Okay, it's the very same technology platform. You can see some screenshots of how I'm using it. I am my own first customer, literally like separate company. My partner and I and the developers put it together, and the way I'm using it as my first white label customer is the 5-minute mogul system. If you could see this thing down on the bottom right, we've had 165,000 people come through the 5-minute mogul system. We've had as many as 2,500 people a day signing up. And I tell you that because I want you to see and understand that if you've got the ability to scale, our technology can handle it. It's not going to be like stuff I've had in the past where as soon as I push the limits on it, as soon as I do a product launch, as soon as I do something, everything breaks. We've already gone through all of that and worked out all the kinks and got everything running smoothly. So that's how I'm using it. Same technology Brenda and Justin are moving to, migrating their $1 million business over to. You can see a screenshot of the mock-up of their membership site that we're building. What it's going to include is a complete marketing funnel, right, with high converting capture pages. So you see here a screenshot of my Aweber account. I've got a capture page that you see on the left that will be one of the pages that we give to you that's converting at 68.7% from cold traffic. I'm going to go out on a limb here and ask Kate. Kate, what's your best ever converting capture page?
Best ever was 52.
Awesome. That is an out of control, fantastic conversion rate at 52. So that I just say that to illustrate. She's made hundreds of thousands. Brenda, I don't know what your guys' is, but if I recall, it was 40 something. Anytime you can get 20 to 40, 50% conversion on a capture page is absolutely phenomenal. I have never come across to 68%, and that's cold traffic from Facebook. That's not me sending an email to my email list, to my warm list. That is people who don't know me and they get on this page and it's converting at 68%. That's one of the key components and pieces that I hand you, because we can show you how to get all the traffic in the world. You can go through Kate and Andrew's training. You can go through Brenda's training. But if you can't turn those people into leads and cash, then you're just wasting your time. Okay, we're going to have sales pages that will be built for you to crank out leads, sales, and cash for you on autopilot 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You just heard Brenda talking about how she was making money at Disney World, right? She'd take out her phone, she'd get notifications, money's coming in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's the type of marketing funnel that we're going to be handing you. And all of that money goes through your own merchant account and gets directed into your bank account every single day. hitting that leverage point that I talked about where you're not selling someone else's stuff and waiting for those commission checks. If you're doing marketing, you're getting money every single day. So you saw this screenshot earlier, you get a full membership site. So it's not just a marketing funnel, right? A lot of people, the training will show you how to set up marketing funnels and then direct people to other offers or whatever. We're literally handing you a membership site just like the one that I use to deliver training, to deliver your products automatically, all online without you having to lift a finger. You're going to have an admin area. Okay, when I launched this stuff before, and I've made this mistake multiple times in the past, where I get a really good offer, I get a really good idea, I put some capture pages that convert, I put sales pages in that convert, I get a members area set up to deliver the product, and I decide I want to jump the gun and launch it without an admin area. It's crushed me multiple times on product launches because I wasn't able to take care of the clients that were coming in and answer simple questions about their account and everything else. So the value and the amount of money that we've spent on the system mostly has gone into what you're looking at here. The admin area and your ability to manage your customers, to upgrade, downgrade, do refunds, handle support questions, have support members with different stuff, manage all of the content that you have on your site, as simple as you would manage content on WordPress. All of that has been done. So like we talked about with Infusionsoft and what Brenda and Justin do, and they have Infusionsoft that takes care of the marketing funnel type stuff, the shopping cart, and some affiliate tracking and that sort of thing. And then they have WordPress, which is where they deliver their content, and they have to make sure that the communication is happening between Infusionsoft and WordPress. And then they have another membership site through what's called Customer Hub, and they have all of these different moving parts. And then they have a separate place that they have to go through to do support, and they have to it's a nightmare even after they've spent $100,000. So when I showed them this, they're absolutely blown away that I've got all of that available in one place. Okay, and when I talked about white labeled before, completely white labeled, you can see here 5 different examples of people who are coming on board and using my platform. White labeled means you pick your colors, you pick your background, you pick your logos, you pick what you want the buttons to say, you pick what you want your navigation to be, you pick the way you want the layout to work. And my team, customizes and does all of the setup and hands you something that will look like one of these. Totally given on your brand, your domain, it's your site, selling your stuff through your merchant account. Establishing you as a leader who has a top-notch, very high-end marketing platform instead of a crappy WordPress blog. No offense, guys.
None taken.
Yeah.
So all you'll need to do is send us your branding, your logos, send over your sales page or sales copy if you've got some pages on lead pages, or you're using, what's that WordPress plugin that everybody uses?
Optimize Press.
Optimize Press or something like that. You just point us in the direction of those pages and my developers will duplicate everything that you have. Tell us, like I said, what you want the buttons to look like and say, send over your login information for your domain, your autoresponder, your merchant accounts, everything. This isn't, okay, now go do all of this crazy integration with Aweber. It's what's your login, because my developers are going to do everything else. Okay? Plug in your product. Okay, so once you have your product, whether it's an ebook or some kind of recording or training course or whatever, you just plug in your product and then everything's ready to go for you. And then you do marketing, right? And that's what we're teaching you at the event. Justin and Brenda then take it from there. After developers have got it all ready to go for you, you have something to market. They give you everything that you need on the back end to know how to market. And if you're working with Kate and Andrew, you already know how to do the video marketing stuff, right? So you just implement the video marketing, but you start sending it to your new platform here instead of some other affiliate product or your WordPress site or whatever. Mm-hmm. You won't need to spend years like I did trying to figure out how to build your own technology. Okay, we've got you covered as your technology partners. Now, to address the question that's probably in many of your minds, right? What if you are a brand newbie? What if you feel like you don't know anything and don't have anything to teach? You don't feel like you can create your own product? What if you don't have a product to sell or even a product idea? What if you do, but you don't know how to do web design or branding? What if you don't know how to do good sales copy or good sales videos? All of these are crucial components in putting together a great offer. Well, guess what? No problem. If you don't have that stuff, then we've got you covered on that as well. Okay. If you don't have something that's ready to sell, then we will help you pick a brand, a name, a domain. This is what the pre-coaching or the pre-event coaching call is for. Help you decide what the branding, the name, etc. is going to be if you don't already have one. Okay. Then my in-house designers are going to go to work with the colors that you pick and the ideas that you give us for your logo, and we're going to create your logo. We're going to create your website branding. We're going to create the product images and all of that stuff for you. Here's an example of some of the logos that my dev team has created based on what people decided they wanted their logos to look like. Okay, so we're doing all of the design and branding for you as well. Okay, when we said at the beginning, done for you, we're talking done for you. All you need to do is focus on building your culture, building your people, talking to people via emails, doing whatever it is you do to do that. We got everything else covered, right? You just pick your name, your colors, our design team will take care of the rest. Then, if you don't have a product, okay, we will give you a 100% white labeled series of products that you can sell and keep the money. Okay, and when I say series of products, you look at the one on the left, that's an example of a product that we're going to hand you. When I say product, I'm literally sending you a branded PowerPoint presentation that teaches what I refer to as my 7 steps to 6 figures. Okay, now some people, let me back up, some people have a kind of a moral hitch. They have an issue with trying to sell something that teaches how to make money on the internet before they've made any money on the internet. If you're a brand newbie, you might be sitting there thinking, but wait, how the heck can I sell how to make money if I haven't yet, right? Is anybody out there thinking that? Well, the way that I answer that question is so Brenda's in Tampa, okay? Let's just say that Brenda sends me a Google Maps link to how to get to her house in Tampa, Florida, okay? And I don't want to drive, so I turn to my wife and I say, here, you drive, I'll tell you exactly how to get to Tampa, Florida, and we hit the road, and I give her every turn, I tell her where to go, and we make it to Tampa. It was just as valuable information coming from Brenda, who's already been there, as it was me taking Brenda's directions and telling them to my wife so that we could get there. So what I'm handing you is a roadmap. I'm handing you a product that is a roadmap that you quite literally open up your screen capture and you share with them the exact steps that need to be done to build an internet business. These are the steps. To do another quick tangent, Kate, these are the steps that I teach on my game boards. And when you came on and I was showing you the game boards and I said, hey, did you follow this step? You said yes. Did you follow this? Yes. Did you follow this? Yes. In fact, the step that you were at the time was in between step 5 and 6. You had a couple of products. That's step 4. Step 5 is a couple products. Step 6 is getting affiliates. I was your first affiliate, right? I was the first one promoting your stuff. So you had just reached step number 6 in my 7 steps to 6 figures. And that's where you had built and hit that tweak. You hit that catalyst that took you to making the 25 or 24K, whatever it was you made your first month, and now has continued getting more affiliates on board, which is step 6. I'm not going to go through all the steps. I'm just illustrating these are a roadmap that Kate just followed, and even though she's been there, it's just as valuable for you to be able to say, here's the steps. It's not saying I've done these steps. It's not saying I've done millions of dollars. It's here are the 7 steps to making money on the internet, and you can teach that. Okay, the second product, so that's a front-end product. We have an upsell product and then another upsell product, and we're handing you all 3 of these products. The one that I told you about a minute ago, that is the Internet Marketing Prime Elements. That's the product that I just said is one of the most exciting, just one of the most awesome things that I've ever done that I've ever been able to put together. And the webinar that I'm doing on Monday, you're actually going to be able to white label and sell the webinar that I'm doing on Monday. So not only are you going to be able to come in and help with the webinar and ask questions and make it the most powerful training that it is, but then you're going to be able to take that powerful training that you helped me put together and you're going to be able to sell it for $97 and keep all the money, right?
That's huge. That's just huge. Like, I hope you guys are even understand like the fact that no matter what you're doing right now, this is a proven model. This is what actually works on the internet right now very, very well. I didn't even know that, Kate, you're gone through Kimble's thing. That's actually really cool. But just so people are thinking, if you have a company, that's great. We will make it to do exactly what you want. Don't think that, oh, well, wait a minute, maybe I should do this. It's the mastermind goal of the pre-planning is for us to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do to build your business. But for those of you that are new, a lot of the times in Results 513, we say, well, let's just go get some results. Let's just go out there and get comfortable with the experience of marketing online and let us give you the product so that you can just promote us and be an affiliate for a little while until you figure out what it is that you actually want to do, unless this is what you want to do as your business. It's the exact same concept right here, where it's just like, okay, well, if you don't really have anything, let's not, spend tons and tons of time having you get in front of the camera and do a video or do a product or something. Let's just use what you have available, promote that, get some results, get some money coming in, and then you can take a look later. So I fully endorse the fact that you're giving this to them, and I think it's amazing, actually, that you're giving that to them, too.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier about how your story will create itself and your product will create itself. If you already have a product, you've already got success, fantastic. This system is designed to sell anything you want. This specifically right here, what I refer to as our bridge products. If you don't have something to sell, then you can take this and sell it. And as you're learning and as you're selling it and as you're going through the training that Kate and Andrew give you, as you're going through the training that Brenda and Justin are going to give you, and I'll help you as much as I can as well, you're going to start to create ideas and things that you might create something better than my Internet Marketing Prime, and that's when you launch your own stuff. This is a bridge to get you making money with your own stuff, having the leverage of getting money back daily, etc., right now, as opposed to needing to try and figure it out as an affiliate. Okay? All of the technology done. You don't have to worry about any of that. I'm handing you the products if you don't have one, and the one on the right. So on the webinar, one of the things that it will be doing is selling what I call the Internet Marketing Prime Elements 4-week coaching program. So I'm doing the webinar on Monday. On Tuesday is when the 4-week coaching program starts, and that's where we go deep, and we have 4 different webinars that go through more in depth what the Internet Marketing Prime Elements are. And exactly, to give you an idea, 7 steps is one of the Prime Elements. Okay, so you get to sell the 7 steps, you get to sell the other Prime Elements for a $97, what's called an invisible funnel webinar. I don't really want to get into that, but let's just say that's a very, very powerful way of marketing. You give people access to it for free, and they only pay at the end of the webinar after you've delivered great content, and it makes you $97. And on that webinar, we're going to make them an offer for the Internet Marketing Prime Elements coaching program. If people buy Internet Marketing Prime Elements coaching program through your product, you get the whole $497. That isn't something you split with me. So we got a front end product, an upsell product, and a back end product. Okay, so you could refer one person into this and make over $500 from one sale directly into your bank account, not mine.
Wow, that's awesome. 2 things. Can you guys post the link one more time, just so I know there have been a couple people asking for it. And number 2.
Oh, just real quick, I put it in the chat box also, so everybody should be able to click or copy and paste that too. So.
Okay, perfect, good. And the second piece is, I think what's so critical is the part about getting compensated fast. And and the fact that you're able to take somebody else's stuff but actually get 100% of the profits, because there are other systems out there where you're an affiliate and you say you get 100% profit, but they have to process it, they have to do all these things, and you're not going to get all that cash, right? And so the fact that Kimble's giving this away to you to market for you to take is absolutely insane. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, all of the things I mentioned, the leverage points that you get selling your own stuff, you get all of that. If you already have your own product, then we just make it a heck of a lot easier for you to do it by handling the technology. If you need this bridge product, you get to keep the money for the products that you sell through your system, branded to you. We're going to do kind of for the webinars and for all of the prime element coaching, it'll be you and I, and or we haven't figured out if Brenda and Justin are going to participate in this or not, but we will be sitting down doing an introduction to the webinar. So it'll be like you doing an invitation saying, hey, welcome everybody from the Sand Dollar Cash Academy. We're so excited to have my mentor or mentors on the line, Kimble Roundy. He's going to go through what he calls his internet marketing prime elements. And man, this thing is amazing. Hey, Kimble, take it away. And then I do the training. We are going to send you the PowerPoint so you can do the internet marketing prime elements training on your own if you want. But I'll do the training and I'll do the selling of the 4-week coaching program, and then it's all under your brand, and you're the one collecting the money for it. And I've been talking about this for a while. It's a very, very powerful part of what it is that we're doing.
So, Kimble, can just to answer some of these questions, so these products that you're giving them is only for them that are taking advantage of coming to this entire package that we're putting together. Is that correct? Like they're coming to the Utah event, you're getting your system, and if they want to have the opportunity to promote these products with this system, it's available.
Yes. Even if you have your own and you like what we've got, we can throw the marketing funnel in there and you can sell them. So it's an either and or, right? So you got your own stuff, go ahead and sell it. The system will make it easier. You don't have something, we've got products for you, or you have your own stuff, but you really like the idea of these products and the done for you marketing funnel that we can hand you, and you want to make, up to $500 for every person you push through that. Then that's awesome. Oh, I forgot one other huge piece. When people are going through this marketing funnel, they're also being introduced to Justin and Brenda's training and Justin and Brenda's Ignition Mastermind and whatever this product that we're putting together here right now, whatever we call this event and call this, besides that super long, never done it before, never do it again name, it'll be called something. We just don't know what it is yet. That will be introduced to them at all of these different steps in the process. And I know with Ignition, you're going to be able to make, a $1,500 commission for sending someone to Ignition, Brenda. So you provide people great value by giving them the 7 steps, and then they want to go for Internet Marketing Prime webinar. You make $100 there. They buy the Internet Marketing Prime coaching program. You make $500. On that, they learn from Brenda and Justin, and they want to go to Ignition. You make $1,500. You could make $2,000 from one person being referred into this, with over 500 of that going into your pocket instantly. And then on the back end, it is Brenda and Justin. At whatever point you want to start doing your own high tickets, by the way, that's step number 7 in the 7 steps to 6 figures, is to sell coaching, etc. At whatever point you're willing to do that, our system can facilitate and do that for you. But if you don't have products, if you don't have a high ticket, if you don't have a coaching, if you don't have stuff to sell, we got you covered on the entire spectrum of the product offering.
Yeah. So, and also just to be clear on one little thing, Kimble, current Ignition members earn $1,500 on the commission. So Ignition is completely separate from this offer. Right. So that I just wanted to clarify, because we do have some Ignition members on here, and that is exclusive to Ignition members where you can earn on that. But that is definitely for another time, another conversation, something completely different than what we're doing right now. Right. So just that'll be conversations that we'll be having. So, okay. But yeah, so guys, if you're interested in this right now, I'm on the webinar right now. I'm recording my screen as a backup, so I don't really want to go over and look right now to see if spots are taken, but I'm probably sure they are if it's anything like last time. But there's been a few comments in here. It's like, well, you know, I don't want to use my credit card. Can I pay with cash? What if I'm out of the country? What if can I do a payment? Different things. And I know that we might get to this, but I know we're also a little bit long on time, so I do want to address this for some people that need to go. Is that one of the things that Justin and I are very, very much into, and I think you probably can see a little bit right now, is that we want to work with the people that have the desire to make their business move forward, change their life. So, and we'll do whatever we can if it's possible. So if there is any necessary of a payment plan option that, yes, you know you're in it, yes, makes sense for you, but maybe you don't have the 5K right now tonight, then fill out the application that's on there. Fill out the application, because we're going to get in touch with you tomorrow and with everybody that fills it out and go over your specific situation. And if it's something that we can work out with you, we absolutely will work it out with you if there's still spots left. So if you're at all interested in this entire scenario of what we put together tonight, definitely want you to fill out that application. It's only 6 questions. It's not like it's an in-depth application, but we want to know who is actually interested, because there's a very good chance that we might actually get more people that we actually have space for, because it does need to be an intimate setting. If that's the case, you know, we have to figure something out. Maybe we do another one. Maybe we do something different. We have also entertained the idea of maybe possibly doing any type of a virtual one for people that are out of the country, or that maybe need to do, you know, or can't come to this event because of a date issue. What this does, though, is that we can work out with something that it will lock yourself in at this price of $5,000, because it's definitely going up. It will not stay at $5,000. I guarantee that. That is not a marketing ploy. There is just too much stuff here to be able to keep it at $5,000. Our Ignition Mastermind, everything that we do with them is $5,000. It's almost like you're getting the system completely for free when you look at it that way. We've done mastermind events for 3-day weekends, and those are $3,000. And so, you know, it's just there's no way that we're going to be able to keep it at $5,000. But what we will do is, if you're listening to this right now, you're on the webinar, if you're interested, you know, you want to do, you know, be a part of it, fill out the application, so that way, you know, we know that you have told us ahead, you've raised your hand and said, yes, I'm interested. I either need a payment plan, or I need to be considered for the next one, or whatever your specific situation is. But the price definitely will be going up. So if you know this is something that you want to do, and you can make the payment right now, definitely do that. It's going to put yourself right in to the top of the line. We will still call you tomorrow and get in touch with you after you've paid. We do need to make sure that this is a good fit. We like to work with people that are teachable and coachable, and so I would assume if you're still here that would be you, but we still like to get to know you and make sure that it's a good fit for everybody. So we'll be getting in contact with you anyway, but we got to, you know, I know we're going to talk a little bit more, but I did just want to put that out there for some people that had some questions. We're getting late on time and some people have to go. So absolutely get in touch with us, fill out that application. We'll get your information. We'll get back to you so that we can, you know, work with you if needed. So
absolutely. There's quite a few questions. I mean, we got somebody saying they tried to pay, but the credit card won't process, so we need to make a note of that. Brenda, I told her to just fill in the app. If you're having any issues on the payment page or whatever, fill in the app and just let us know. There's a question here from Gbree. Is it 5,000 or 15? What we were saying is the 5,000 is a deposit. That gets you to the event. That gets your platform all set up for you. And then over time, my business model as managing and being your technology partner, the rest of it is paid as you make money. It's paid out of the money that you make. There's a 10% of what you're making. You know, to put comparison to that, if you go and just use ClickBank just for the shopping cart, you're going to pay them 9+% for the shopping cart and affiliate tracking. And there's no member site. You still have to, I mean, you're going to pay what, $3,000 just to get Infusionsoft, not worrying about anything that you're doing. And then you're going to pay, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month just for that. So that's where it comes from $5,000 up to 15. The 15 is once you've made 100,000, that's when we finally get paid back. So I think there's still a few more things that we're doing for them. If you guys are okay with continuing to pile on the value and show you some of the stuff. We'll also set up your autoresponder campaign. So we're going to set up your capture pages, your sales pages. The copywriters are going to do all that for you. So we cover the copy. The system already integrates with the autoresponders that you see here. If you have a different one than that you would like to use, then we just have to have a discussion either to see if it will work and or spend another $20 a month on getting an Aweber account or whatever. And then we're literally doing everything for you. Other than the event and the coaching, webinars, etc., it's going to take you less than an hour to gather the information, to send me your Aweber login, to send me the GoDaddy or Namecheap or wherever you register your domain. All of that you send to me, and then we do all of the work. You can literally, in the emails that I sent, I said you could do it in less than an hour. This is me fulfilling on that promise. Okay, you can make this one simple tweak by making a decision, getting on the coaching calls, yes, to figure out, spend some time figuring out what you're going to call it, what your colors are going to be, and then send me the colors, send me the login, send me all the stuff that my team will need to then build everything else for you, building out your entire online business empire for you. All of that combined with the event, the coaching, the business strategy, the launching, the game plan, all of that stuff, you'll be armed with everything you need to grow a six-figure internet empire in the next 60 to 90 days. You heard Kate say the moment that she launched her own product, same thing with Brenda, she did like $17,000 on her first webinar after launching her own product. You heard Kate say she went from $6,000 to $8,000 a month, which was very successful. It was awesome, but she was always waiting for that company to send her the check, right? She launched her own thing and instantly went to $24,000 within her first month of launching her own, and she's gone on to do it. Having your own thing, it's not a stretch. It's not an exaggeration. If you're willing to commit and you're willing to put this in, you're willing to come to the event, you could have a six-figure business in the next 60 to 90 days. It happened very quickly after Kate went to her event with her mentors. I mean, it flat out could happen for you with us literally doing everything for you from handing you the product, okay? So when all is said and done, business strategic planning and coaching in the setup, okay, that's happening on the pre-event call. That's easily a $997 value to help get your mind straight, get you what you're doing. 3-day mastermind event, you just heard Brenda sells their Ignition Mastermind for $5K. I know that Kate spent at least that much on the mastermind that she went to get her stuff put together. We'll help you create your own offer or hand you your 100% done for you white labeled series of products. Putting $997 on that is crazy low. I mean, easily having an offer handed for you or brainstorming one out is easily worth $997. Done for you hyper converting marketing funnel set up to deposit cash into your bank account daily. Try and go hire a copywriter. Try and go hire a programmer to do a marketing funnel for you for less than $2,000, and you'll be sorely disappointed. Okay, done for you autoresponder campaign setup. So if you're using our products, we're also handing you the autoresponder campaign that's designed to convert those people into upsells and the Internet Marketing Prime sales, etc. Okay, done for you white labeled members area creation and delivery of your products. Again, try and have somebody build you a professional looking membership website to deliver products, easily a couple $1,000s out of your pocket, okay? Done for you admin control panel. That's what I was saying. That's where most of my money was spent, was building the control panel, the content engine to manage all of your content, your customers, everything else. That's easily a $3,000 value. I mean, shoot, I paid $200,000 to have mine built, okay? All of the marketing, traffic training, and everything, business coaching, all of that stuff that you're going to receive to build your business over the next 60 to 90 days is easily a $2,000 value. So that's a legitimate, no bull crap, real world value of over $16,479. Okay. Donald says in all caps here, by the way, please show the login again. I'm going to show you that in 1 second. As we said, tonight only for those who commit and come in with their deposit, we can lock you in for $5,000 now. You don't have to pay the full $15,000 up front. Okay. So if you want to have a 6-figure business, internet business empire set up and 100% done for you, then you're exactly the right person that this program was designed for. So you can lock in your spot for $2,000 deposit, and or like they said, you can go and apply if you have extra questions, if you need some payment arrangements. We're flexible. We can do things to make sure if you love it, you're excited, you want the technology, but you're just booked up and you can't come to the event, apply and tell us that. The more people we say, hey, I'd love to do it, but do you have a virtual one, or are you going to do another one, or whatever, will help us in our decision about how we're going to handle the people who can't make it. So at least in order to lock in this $5,000 tonight, we need you to at least fill in the application and let us know that you're interested. And you can do that at results513.com/done-for-u. You see it right there on the screen, results513.com /done.
Dash.
Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, added bonus. I told you next week I'm starting the 4-week coaching program. Somebody asked if they were going to get access to the coaching program just for being on the webinar. No, but you will get access starting next Tuesday to my Internet Marketing Prime Elements 4-week coaching program if you sign up for the program. So you become a member, you get yourself locked in for the event. Hopefully there's still room for you. We've got people saying that they're doing it, asking for the link. We already sold, I think we're at like 13 or 14 already this afternoon before even getting on this webinar. We got a junk load of people on this webinar with great comments. So yes, you will get access. And if you're on this webinar from, or if you bought from the email last week, or if you bought from the webinar the other day, you will get access to this to preempt and answer your question before you ask it. We're also going to be sending you access to join us on this coaching as well. And the cool thing, like I said, about the $997 or the 97 webinar, you're not only going to get access to go through this coaching with us, but you're going to be able to help us make this the best possible product. I've got some insane ideas of what I'm going to be teaching you, but you always learn more and things always get better when you're teaching it. So we're going to go through this coaching program and I'm going to say, hey, here's what I've got. And some of you are going to say, that's ridiculous. It should be different. And I'm going to take your feedback. And some of you are going to say, that's awesome, but what about this? And I'm going to take that feedback. And together, we're going to create an offer that you get to turn around and sell that will be infinitely more valuable than the $497 that you're charging for it. And what that translates into for you in a long-term business goes back to exactly what we talked about at the beginning of the webinar. You're not someone, I mean, other programs that are out there, they give you what are called reseller rights or PLR, right? Private label rights, right? They're junk, crap ebooks or training courses or whatever that you get to slap your own logo on. It's regurgitated crap that people have put out there, right? We are going to make this one of the most valuable products on the internet, and then I'm going to hand it to you and say, go nuts, go sell it, provide as much value as possible. And when people buy this product from you, they are going to love you for it. Period. They are going to love you for it. And that is where the real success comes from, when you have customers that love you for the stuff that you're delivering to them. That's why Kate and Andrew have the following that they do and are making the money they do, because they put out amazing stuff that people love them for. That's why Brenda and Justin have so many people that jump at the chance. Anytime they send an email saying we're doing an event, they reply with their credit card, sign me up. Because they know that Brenda and Justin are providing value and they love them for it.
Yeah, it's interesting. You just said that, and Joe, I just realized you're on the call tonight again, and you've hung out this entire time, but you came through and decided to purchase on Tuesday. And just FYI, guys, right after Kimble said that, he said, after going ahead and enrolling in this, to my surprise, I got an excellent night's sleep, a testimonial to my good decisions. So, appreciate that. And yeah, we're going to have some amazing stuff to go over with you. A little bit of housekeeping but we now those of you that are asking for the link, it's right there. And we have already had a few people that have decided to join us and take up those spots. So welcome every one of you. So I've been answering little private questions to you guys. So if you're still asking the same question, definitely check in the little chat because I'm putting answers in there. The dates again are January 16th, 17th, 18th in Salt Lake City. That is when we will be doing the live event. The pre and post calls, all that stuff will be scheduled and we'll be contacting you. So again, there is an application. Kimble, if you wanted to just go ahead and head over maybe to that page so you can just pull it up and show. Who was it? It was Rendala. Welcome. I'm so glad that you've joined us. But yeah, I've already got your information after your payment. So if you didn't fill out the application and it's being weird for you, that's totally fine. That's okay. We'll certainly get in touch with you tomorrow. And actually, for those of you that have already purchased, or for those of you that are purchasing, you're just going to be figuring out what you got to do to get in there. What I would love to know in the little chat box is why. What is it that made you decide to pull out your credit card or go get your credit card, or you're going to do it in a little while? What made you decide to do that? Because this is something that we decided to do because it's for the benefit of everybody that's joining or that wants to be a part and build their business. But I'm also curious, just on a personal reason, what's the main reason that you decided to take us up, or why you love this offer and wish you could? I'd be curious to see that in the chat box right there. So yeah, Kimble's got the page pulled up right there. It's just a simple little page right there below it. You can see that there is an application. Fill that out if you are absolutely saying, you know what, I'm interested. There are a lot of you here. Over 50% of you are still here after over 2 hours. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was this late. So we have a lot of you guys that are still here. So if you're here, you're obviously interested. If this is something that is going to be the thing that takes you to the next level. Sometimes people are like, well, gosh, I really thought this other thing was going to do it, or I don't know, I've made this before. This does sound good, but I don't know. It's a lot of money. You have a lot of questions in your head, and think about what is your goal. And this is this something new? Is this shiny object? What is your goal? Is this going to help you get closer to that goal? Not is it going to take you from your goal? Not is it something else that just sounds cool? Is this something that is going to get you closer to your goal? Ultimately, that is our end result for you. Whatever your goal is, we want you to get, or we want to get you there. So most of the time, it'll if I ask myself this question, I'll be like, well, it'll get me closer by doing this one specific thing. Or it's going to teach me this little nugget that I'll learn, which eventually will get me to do this. Those are the things that you have to weigh. I've never seen an offer put together before that holds your hand through the entire thing before and after and does the tech at the same time. I've never seen it done before, especially not in this capacity. So I almost would say, yeah, this is going to get you closer to the goal, because that is our goal, is to get you closer to your goal. There's no cookie cutter business in here. There is no, this is the way that you have to build your funnel. It's designed towards you and your business, and it's personalized, because that's what Justin and I actually do. It's personalized marketing attention. So you're not going to see this offer again. You're not going to see it at this low of a price. What you are going to do, though, is lock in that price if you fill out the application. If you need, a payment plan, Justin, myself, or Kimble will get on the phone with you tomorrow. We'll work out what you need to be able to do if we can. Just knowing that the entire price needs to be paid before the event. No one is allowed to show up to the event without that payment being completely done. But we are willing to work with different people on different things. So
you can
go ahead.
You can do a down payment and get on the coaching calls. You can get on the pre-event coaching calls and start getting the ball rolling. But your completed software won't be delivered, and the event won't be done until all is paid in full. And something that we've been doing with others is, like we said, if the event timing isn't right, or if you don't quite have enough, but you can see, I'm going to come right out and say there's nothing else out there like this. I can be totally confident in it. I know everybody that's in the industry. I know everything that they're selling. No one is offering anywhere near the amount of value that we are at this price point, or the amount of tools that will make it easier for you to grow your business. You can keep struggling. You can keep trying to do stuff on your own. You can keep trying to scrap and save money, or you can recognize that this is like getting out of the Honda Civic that you've been trying to fix up and keep running and sitting down in a Ferrari. Okay. The value behind what we have here and what we've put together cannot be matched by anyone. So my response to a lot of people is, if you're serious about making money on the internet, then you need this. And whether it's right for you right now, it will be right for you in the future at some point. So putting down a deposit will lock it in at the $5,000 spot instead of the $10,000 spot, which is what we've been doing. Brenda and Justin do the Ignition Mastermind at $5,000. That's just the event and the coaching. Having all of that stuff done for them is the upsell that we're most likely going to be selling at those events. So people go through it and it's, hey, it's 10 grand. So if you want to lock it in and not have to pay 10 grand in 2 months or 3 months when it is right timing or is right for you, then you've got to at least come in and put a deposit down. And you can take care of that by going through and applying.
Yeah, guys, I have to say how amazing this is, because I've just been sitting, I've been listening, I've been, going through the whole presentation with you guys. Sometimes normally I'll go and I'll do a little bit of work or something like that and take down some notes when we do opportunities like this where I get to have people come and train my people. But this one, you guys had me locked in because I've been through a very similar process, and what I love is the done for you aspect. And just so people know with regards to a price point, so I did initially pay $5K, Andrew and I did, for an event, a 3-day event where we were able to set up traffic in order to generate leads. Now, then, after that, great, you've generated leads. Well, what happens next? How do you convert them? How do you then go into the process of what Kimble's talking about, of having your own system that's yours, where it's not like you're just driving traffic to an affiliate system? Well, when we created our own done-for-you product, it was a 10K one-day event. So it was one day of where we had to pay an extra 10K to be able to go and develop our product. And then we actually paid a whole extra 40K in order to be mentored for a whole year. Now that was wonderful and it did great things for us, but I want you to picture and imagine how much you get just with the 5K deposit. And why I wanted to share with you the monetary value here is because locking in your spot at 5K is pretty much, I think somebody said, Ryan, I think it was Ryan who said it, this deal is sick, right? Because I'm telling you right now, what these guys could be offering just for this alone could be way past 15K, way past 20K, just because of what you're going to be getting for the long term. That's the crazy stuff. Yeah. And that's why this offer is amazing to me. And if you guys are cool with it, I wanted to offer out 2 things to anybody that gets in tonight and ends up going to the event and doing all of that. And I know, Kimble, you and I will be in contact with everybody that signs up tonight. I'm going to offer out our video script vault, which is just a big chunk of our best converting video scripts. So it'll get you guys started if you're ever concerned about video, anything like that. And I'm also going to throw in a free consultation call, okay? And once Kimble lets me know who's all set and signed up, what I'll do is I will get those emails. I'll send you guys an email and tell you what you need to do in order to get in touch with me to actually have a 30-minute coaching call with me where you can kind of just talk about what's going on and how to continue to move forward, anything you want. And that's me throwing that in there. I actually wasn't going to do it, but I am so impressed with what I'm seeing, and I just want to help out in any way possible that I can.
Awesome.
That's awesome, Kate. Thank you. Appreciate that. But it does go to show that this is different. Like, we're even you're like, whoa, wow. And the prices that Kate just threw out there, yeah, that's normal prices. Yeah. So, which is why, like I said earlier, I'm almost annoyed that we're doing this for so low because, yeah, we certainly could charge a lot more. But what I also know is that that's going to eliminate the amount of people that are really going to be able to, take advantage of this offer. And I've been able to help so many people that just scraped by pulling together whatever they could, and then have been able to make so much money because of that. I do have a little softer heart that I want to be able to help people do that way. So we had a specific question of like, well, what is the deposit that's going to guarantee that we can kind of lock this in? Kimble, I know you've talked to some people today, and I know that they had to put down $1,000. So I would assume to stay to fair with that we would have to say they at least need to pay $1,000 to be locked in. I mean, we're doing this on the fly, but I don't really think that's fair to not keep the same number. So
yeah, I agree. It's gonna you're gonna have to be at least that for sure.
Yeah. So just to answer that question for that.
To reiterate a little bit on the value of what Kate and Brenda were just saying. There's a program out there, and I'm going to throw it out. Matt Lloyd has a program called MOBE, My Online Business Empire. I know that there's probably people on here who've been on it. It's an absolutely killer offer that it makes lots of people lots of money, and their highest ticket product is a co-branded funnel and an event. So you get together with the owner, Matt Lloyd, and he helps build your funnel that leads to selling MOBE. It's not about your own product. It's not about getting you the leverage of selling your own product and getting paid daily up front. It's just, hey, you can stand next to me and we're going to build a funnel. And he charges $25,000 for that.
Actually, 30.
No.
$30,000 for it. And that's just a front end funnel. It's not a members area. It's not an admin area. It's not your own products. It's not white labeled to you. It's not the coaching program that we threw in. None of that goes in there. So when we say $5,000 is an insane offer, it is.
Yeah, because you should probably stop talking. Otherwise, I'm going to raise it to 10 right now because that's crazy.
But that just shows your class and the quality of what you guys are willing to do to help people move forward. And that's the most important part, is the success stories that are going to come from this. And I know that already have come from your events, Brenda and Justin, who's obviously not here, but that's the stuff that makes the difference. And I know, just like you, Brenda, I'm a previous second grade teacher, and it's the teaching part. It's helping other people get to where they want to be, rather than going through that murky stuff that everyone feels like they have to go through, right? That it's the rite of passage, that I have to build this network marketing company, or I have to build this affiliate marketing company. I can't make my own stuff yet because I haven't gone through the trenches. Well, that's not the case anymore, and that's the nice part that you guys are offering out.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. The stuff that you're learning in these other affiliate things, most of it's nothing new. It's stuff that they learn from their mentor, and they turn around and slap their logo on it, and they're teaching it to you. They just got confident and realized that they saw value in sharing it, and they turn around and they're selling it to you and telling you to become an affiliate and sell it as well. Tom says here, I am familiar with Matt's program, and yours sounds 10 times better. I want to show you something real quick here. The logo that is on my desktop, if I can figure out how to minimize everything. I don't know how to do that on my Mac yet. This logo, the name of my company, just to go along with what you just said, Tom, is good.
Oh, I was like, what are you trying to do?
The logo and my company name is 10X Evolution. Okay, it's how to 10 times your business with zero extra effort, zero extra money, zero extra stuff, by doing all of the stuff that we just showed you. It's about getting 10 times more results. And when I saw results 513, I said, these are guys that I got to team up with, because their focus is the right focus.
So, with that, do we have any other? I mean, my gosh, we've gone way longer than expected, and I'm really impressed that you guys are still hanging out with us. I definitely thank you for your time tonight, especially in the fact that you could have been anywhere and you chose to hang out with us, for sure. But if you guys have any questions, I mean, gosh, there's a lot of you still here. So if you're here, if you have any specific questions that you want to ask right now would pretty much be the time to do that, because I mean, yes, we're going to get on the phone. We've got a lot of applications that have come through, but now would be the time. Now would be the time to ask. You got us live right here. Anything that's either holding you back or just a little bit of question, something that might make you feel a little bit at ease before going through, because otherwise, we're going to need to wrap this up pretty soon.
Yeah, and real quick, just as promised, for sticking around to the end, you've made it. We are at the end. Email Liberty Webinars. In fact, when you registered for this webinar, the email that was sent to you was this one, so you can just go reply to the email that came from GoToWebinar. But email libertywebinars@gmail, and we'll send over the registration link tomorrow for the webinar on Monday, the Internet Marketing Prime Elements webinar.
Someone's asking, what are the times for travel arrangements? That's what Joel's asking.
Well, it's a 3-day event, so it's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Friday, we're going to probably start on Friday morning. Yeah. So you're going to want to get there on at least Thursday evening, unless you're very close by. And then it'll be done earlier on Sunday evening. So usually Friday and Saturday will go long, and then on Sunday we try to finish up just a little bit earlier, maybe like 5 or so. So if some people need to fly out on Sunday, or plan on being Monday morning. So that's about as much as specifics as I could probably give you right at this moment.
Are you guys still there? Hey, Vaden, welcome back, dude. I was looking for you. Hey, Vaden, somebody, I had a couple really good conversations with him, and I asked him earlier if he'd be willing to share. He got kicked out of his office and missed the last 10 minutes. Are you willing to hop on real quick and just share your thoughts on what you've gotten yourself into? Sure enough. All right, I'm going to unmute him real quick. Just a quick little.
Sure, yeah.
Unmute. You there, Vaden? You there?
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
There you are.
Got you now.
Okay, good. Thank you again. As I commented earlier, I'm doubly blown away. As if you guys couldn't add anything more into what was already promised, you did. And I mean, and literally, I am floored. Yeah, the message. I got kicked out of my office. My office is shared with the master bedroom. As my wife and I have adopted 4 young children, so what was my office prior to us taking them in is now the girls' room. And I mean, if the girls aren't happy, nobody's happy.
That's for sure.
And mom works for the school system. Her alarm clock is perpetually set for 5:15, and she couldn't take it any longer. So
well, we're sorry to keep you so late. So
no, I don't mind at all. I'm here for the duration, as I'm blown away. Was my personal experience. I stumbled into this internet marketing in an attempt to replace my job that pretty much dissolved after 2 years in telecommunications. And it happened completely unexpectedly and at the whim of one of the major cell phone carriers deciding to kind of abandon, it's like they were bowing out of the race to catch up, keep up, and surpass their competition. It's kind of like a throw in the towel situation, and on a whim decided that they wanted to try out satellite television. And as a direct result, they pulled all of the money that has been funding my livelihood. I mean, not just mine, obviously, but my livelihood for the last 2 years, and literally threw up a gigantic roadblock. And here I am with a wife who is working 2 jobs and 4 adopted children that we are coming up on our 1-year anniversary of the adoption date, and have nothing to contribute. So this really is, it's like a godsend. It's the answer to a lot of questions that I've had. My experience in online marketing is essentially a 6-month crash course where I've been suckered by some of the gurus, to be completely honest. I feel like I was told that if I came and played their game of pin the tail on the donkey, that there was a light, that there was a way. So with trepidation, I allowed the blindfold to be put on, and then I was spinning and spinning and spinning, and every time I was spun around, I was asked to give a couple $100 more. And when my wallet was finally empty, they ripped the blindfold off and screamed, haha, joke's on you. There's never a donkey.
Gotcha.
I'm the donkey.
So this is something that in our discussion when we chatted, you made it happen. There was questions about timing, and as we said, I think earlier, your son's birthday's on the 18th, and you mentioned earlier, you asked him, hey man, I'm thinking about going to this. Are you okay? And he's like, heck yeah, Dad. Like it's a huge present to him that you're going to be able to change your life and the life of your family.
Right. I don't know that he fully understands at 9 years old what that might mean, but I think that, as he enters into his early teens, he will be able to see a much clearer picture.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when you have kids, because mine right now are 8, 9, and 11, so right around that time period, when they start seeing, like me doing stuff on the internet, and then I'll explain to them kind of like, well, wait a minute, I got to go respond to this email, and then, oh, hey, this email that I just got, well, that person just paid, and okay, that means mommy got this much money, so what should we do with, you just do this little type of examples with them, and they catch on very quickly, and then you see it start to change them because their mind starts to change a little bit, because it's not like, oh, I want to go be a doctor when I grow up. I remember my kids, they were talking like, well, I want to be a waitress, and then my older one was like, well, no, you don't want to be a waitress, you want to own the restaurant. And I was like, yes. It's working.
Right. Well, I can also tell you I've got many years experience in the restaurant business, and as I worked my way up from server through all the ranks and ultimately managed, I never owned a restaurant. I realized very early on that was not the best plan if you want to have any type of family life, because your marriage and your family is your restaurant, and you're required to be there. And if you're not, any number of things could happen and jeopardize your entire investment. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say we gotta get to these questions that are coming in, but
Absolutely.
I appreciate you. Like I told you on the phone today, you've got a story. That story is going to be something that's going to help a lot of people, and I'm excited to see you in Utah and get together with you, and no doubt you'll have plenty of value to add to. This is a mastermind, folks. You're not just going to be coming and saying, hey, Brenda, Kimble, Justin, teach me. You're going to be coming. Right. You're going to be helping each other. We're going to be masterminding together. You're no doubt going to teach us stuff that we didn't know, and it's going to be awesome. So Baden, I appreciate you getting on and being willing to share. We're excited to have you on board, and
well, thank you so much.
Looking forward to it, buddy.
I would like to say one thing, if you don't mind.
Sure.
before I go. I would like to thank you all for giving me some peace of mind. And as I mentioned before, I actually feel like since I spoke to you, I feel like I could take a full breath. And that's not been the case for several months now. I mean, granted, nothing is complete yet, but just the knowing the potential and the opportunity that's there is enough to provide me, motivation and inspiration towards, a better future for all of us.
Awesome, man.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
We'll be seeing you and talking to you soon.
Can't wait. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Awesome. So, questions. Let's see. What do we have coming in? We actually don't have all that many. Some about travel arrangements we already did. Badass logo, thanks. I like it too.
Yeah, I think we're good because if we don't have any other questions, then what I'm going to encourage you guys, because we still have a lot of hanging out, I'm pretty much done. I had a long day. I got a lot of work actually I still need to get done, and I'd like to get some more sleep tonight if possible. It's almost midnight here. So thank you guys so much for being here. Again, results513.com/done for you with slashes in them. We'll get you to that application. We've had a lot of you that have filled that out. If you're still here, you're here for a reason. So fill out the application. Let us know what's going on with your situation, and we'll definitely be in touch if this is something that will work for you. We're definitely going to be doing something else in the future. It'll be costing a lot more because obviously even with Kate telling you some of those numbers, then it's definitely worth a lot more. But you guys will be the founding people coming through, which definitely means you'll get more of our attention for sure. And as you can kind of see, at least Justin and myself, this has always been one of our mottos. Looking now that we worked with Kimble a little bit more, it looks to be the same thing, but we definitely under promise, over deliver. And that's definitely something we continue to try to do. So you will definitely get more than you expect out of this entire event. So that being the case, go ahead and fill out the application. We'll be in touch with you to be able to work out anything. But definitely, if you're interested, let us know. And pretty much that. I've got last words. So I'm going to say thank you and turn it over to you, Kimble and Kate, and call it an evening.
Thank you, Brenda, for your time and for your friendship and partnership. This is awesome. Kate, any last thoughts? Any last words?
What I will say is I've never seen an offer like this before, and that's important, especially when you can jump on it in the forefront. Because what happens is with something like this that's never going to be priced at this point again, what happens is that it becomes bigger and it continues to become bigger, and then the ability to be able to get access to these three is not, you're not as accessible, and that's just what happens because of the amount of value that you give. And so I would strongly encourage, and I'm pretty excited because I know that quite a few of you that said that you're in, I know you guys very well, and so I'm really excited for you guys because I know this is right up your alley and what you were looking for, because so often you can try and build your affiliate. If you want to, okay, let's put it like this. If you want to build 6 figures, yeah, you can do it through an affiliate and be a good affiliate. If you want to make multiple 6 figures, then you need to be a super affiliate, and you got to do it fast. And if you want to get to 7 figures, 8 figures plus, you need to do your own stuff. And so the ability of being able to have all of this and to be able to do it fast when you're brand spanking new, if you are, then, I mean, you guys just jumped about 4 years of the learning curve that most people are on. So I would say don't hesitate. Fill out the application no matter what. You get a chance to be able to hop on the phone with one of these guys, and for me, that's a no-brainer. So I thank you guys for coming out and sharing your wisdom with our people. I'm just so grateful to have you guys be able to be here for tonight. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Kate, and thank you for introducing us to your people and being willing to do that. Who knows? We'll probably have you come help teach our people some video training, video marketing stuff sometime in the future.
There you go. We'd be happy to do it anytime.
Okay. Well, I think with that, we got no other questions or anything. My baby just woke up.
Lots of nice compliments. Thank you guys. So,
Awesome.
let's see.
Sounds great. Thank you both. Thank you all for joining us. There's always a million things, more than an infinite number of things you could choose to do with your time. And many of you, almost half of you, are still on the line with us after, wow, it's almost been 3
Too long, that's for sure. Oh my goodness, it's like marathon going on now. And I got to go to the bathroom.
Again, apologize for how long it's been, but you made the decision to stay with us, and we definitely appreciate that. So
Absolutely.
with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. And if you have questions, make sure to apply, and we'll get in touch with you. And if you're ready to get started, to make sure you get a spot, I think there's a couple of them left at least, then you can go ahead and lock that in today.
All right.
We'll talk to you hopefully tomorrow once you've submitted your application.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Kate, thank you so much for the opportunity. It was great talking to you. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.
Well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
All
everybody.
right, take care, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Hey, we'll talk soon.